Yes, good evening everybody. Take two. Order has been finally restored in the world, and BVTV's Friday night coverage of the 24-25 Metro Premier season is back. We arrive, it's the oldest bowling club in Australia, as the D's look to lock away a top four spot heading into the Christmas break. 3 wins out of 7 would suggest the home side aren't exactly setting the greens alight. However, that probably doesn't tell you the full story. 2 losses by a solitary shot. The other 2 narrow defeats against last year's grand finalists. Points have been hard to come by on the road, let alone wins for the Cobras. 7 points gained out of a maximum of 54. And with only 5 games remaining in the new year, they must scrap for every point just to get themselves back in the relegation battle. Wherever Clayton go, Glen Sodaitis follows. Welcome, Glen. It's easy to look at the potential ramifications of a loss for Clayton tonight, but I'm far more intrigued to see if Melbourne, who definitely come into this as favourites, win, how far they can go this season. A 3-4 record so far, but plus 67 shot differential. Welcome. How have you seen their season so far?
It's been an interesting one. Not quite where you'd think that they'd usually be, but that's lofty standards that they've set themselves with their history as a club. But as you've already mentioned, 3-4, only 1 game out of finals, at 1 point out of the 4 at this stage. So this could be telling in terms of where we go from here. Absolutely.
Union Street has been pumping and still is. They've had close to, I reckon, 400 barefoot bowlers come through the front gates this afternoon. Over to the experts to put on a show of their own. This is the opening end. And Melbourne have it pretty well set up early days, don't they, Glenn?
Yeah, it appears to be.
Lisa Phillips playing third tonight for Clayton. We'll get the rink graphic up on the stream at the end of his end to take you through all the ins and outs. As always, a big thank you to the Dandenong and Moama Bowls Clubs for pairing tonight's live stream. And you can hear the wind really ripping through the microphone. We've got... Which way is it, Glennie? I didn't even look, and I can't feel it because we are tucked away, but we can hear it. Where's the big flag? There's a couple behind us, but the marquee's right in front. Tailwind in this direction we're playing, says Glen.
That's what the big flag's saying.
That's what the big flag is saying.
It is working hard right now. So that would be swinging towards the north. That wind's pushing through. Always an interesting place to play at Melbourne with the wind. There's the train line across the back of the club, which creates a bit of a tunnel. Obviously built up in the industrial area it is, just off Chapel Street, with plenty of high buildings, creating a nice open space for the wind to shoot through.
You know what's going on, because I've never played a game of bowls here, but I've been here a few times. Always a good atmosphere, and this time of year, as we mentioned, the joint is still packed inside and outside. Plenty of barefoot going on, as we said.
From what we can tell right now, it appears to be 3, if not 4 shots to Melbourne. Those 2 blue bowls and the green bowl on the jack, and I think the bowl that, as you look at it right now, at 9 o'clock on that left-hand side is in the count. So no doubt Matt Miles here looking to cut down.
Yeah, a couple of boys that we have, never seen. I personally have never seen play, and those are followers of BVTV will neither. Matty Miles skipping for Clayton, one of their marquee players. They're playing out of Victory Sports in New South Wales. 2-2 record to skip this season, and he has been available for the Cobras.
Bad weight to cut down, potentially get 4th shot out of it. It's not what you want at the start of that day, is it, Sam? You're 3 down to a foot and having a draw to save on end 1.
Any ideas who played a good one a couple rinks over? No prizes for guessing. Miles, better track here. All down to speed.
Needs to hang around.
Jeez, it kept travelling, didn't it? Does it cut the back one out? It may have got 4 shots, so it will be 3 on the opening end. It's a good start for the Melbourne Bowling Club. As we said, plenty to talk about. As we said, Nathan Wise, Matty Miles, both skipping tonight. Interesting to note that Jake Rinn skips for only the 2nd time this season, which might come as a surprise to a few. He's been playing third a lot, obviously from down in Queensland, one of Melbourne's marquee players, and current Victorian state rep who been here for a nearly hour and you never get a chance to see everyone. Andrew Brown is making his debut for the Melbourne Bowling Club this evening. Clayton, on the other hand, they've used 8 skips this season, remarkably, and after 8 rounds, they've only used 4 leads. Until tonight, Matt Murphy plays a lead role to change things up for the Cobras. We'll see how that one plays out.
Creates an interesting question about how you want to set up your front ends and that consistency there. Go back to the old adage of front end players win your games and your skips decide by how much, which, given Clayton's record to start off the year, may be
yeah, that's it.
Something worth talking about. Good bowl here from Josh Barry, pushing back up into the wind, little touch. Josh Barry, one of our para-stateside bowlers, represents Victoria as a disability bowler. But one of the great things about our sport is that there is a space for all. Can be playing in an open competition like that and have his representation at the same time. Good correction there from Simon Cunnington as well. Fell short with the first, didn't want to double down on that mistake. Made sure to get a good head building position with the second. And Josh with another good bowl here.
Yeah, so going back in the wind this direction. McCoy is travelling, almost going to pick up the jack, misses, and just to land the back one, which does make it a terrible setup.
Stud struggling to reach into that wind here. It really is pushing through hard. So if you're getting any feedback through the mics, we do apologise. Doing our best to stay protected here, but certainly feeling that breeze. Another good bowl here from Ray Mackay. Draws the absolute. First one behind. Good front end play. Correction here from Peter Studd. It's a great bounce back after his first bowl. Leaving it at jack high though. Curtis Hanley certainly got a bowl to land on, or it can trail that jack through comfortably to the catches that his front end have put in for him. Just on that tight side early on. At least we're on a good track here. It's going to come down to weight, but another one that's just struggling to push into that headwind. Can't state clearly enough how hard this wind is blowing right now. Curtis not happy with that one.
There you go, and taking off under the commentary box, are you?
Got the whole
we
team
haven't had a game like it.
That's remarkable, and I thought it might. The early bowls on this end indicated that the end they're playing to right now might be a little bit more protected. Of course, you've got the clubhouse down that end, but clearly not. Peter Studd's bowl still holding the shot at Jack high there.
The track was okay. Thought a few more. As the end build went on, you could see a few fell into the trap of just falling short on the opening end, going back into the wind. Just going to crash. Jesus, pumped at a fair weight. Won't change. Matty Moore just needs a correction on speed more than anything here, Glenn. I think the line was okay first up.
Going to tackle his own, I think. Just misses around the outside of it.
Missing. Clayton on the board to open this one. Round 9 this season. Now, I don't know about you, but this season is absolutely flying through. And only, as we said, 5 rounds to go after the break. We come back, we're up to round 10. Of course, round 10 be down at the Belmont Bowls Club in Geelong, and for what I'd say would be the first time, all 4 games being played at the same venue at the same time. Fantastic spectacle. We'll be streaming. That's Sunday, January the 19th. Some good matchups as well. So if you're in the Geelong area, make sure to get on down. You coming down? Yes is the answer. Good. Now, we know you're a busy man in the world of participation.
Actually, you've just answered exactly what the question is.
Have I? Oh, is there something on?
I won't be able to. We've
What's
got
on?
the Berwick integrated pairs.
Cheeky plug, go on.
Our biggest para pairs event that we have each year. One parabola, but paravisioning pair, paraphysical disability, para ID. Teaming up with an able-bodied bowler. Parabola last year allows the able-bodied bowler to measure and kick bowls and things that
Else across the green so far. He starts over. He wants to tackle and fall back as an okay result. He's played that fairly well.
After a nervous start on that first end, Clayton certainly recovered with that front end play since then.
Yeah, they sure did.
I think it might have been a bit of a nervous jack roll too with that tailwind. Certainly a fair bit shorter on end too.
Right under. More on the speed. Gives it a chance. What do you got for me? You got a few notes down there. Have you got anything real insightful that you can bring to the table that people might know, or have I bet you to it? I actually don't have anything.
At this stage...
No, actually, I do have something, but I'll save it for later. Continue.
Oh, you can't tease me like that.
Oh!
At this stage, all I've got is bowls making models for those at home playing along.
Bowls making models. What's this? What's Peter Studd using? What are they?
They're an Aero Evolve.
I couldn't quite tell if they were or not.
Yeah, no, he's got the Evolve, so that line that sits somewhere between the Dynamic and the Optima, I believe. Ray Mackay up against him. One that you don't see too often. Used to be a really popular bowl going back 10 years. The Premiers, the old Greenmasters.
Yeah, sneaks up enough for a second. A foot and a half short of Jack, can play a bit more positive. Now out at the D's, Curtis with a couple attempts at that. You know he's going to be in the area. Lisa Phillips can trail the Jack first is very handy. This will miss wide. Speed was good enough to draw another. In fact, it's getting down late. Close.
Lisa using a purple and black Dreamline XG. For those that have watched the stream regularly, have seen Lisa over time. Has been using those for a number of years now. Curtis Hanley stepping on the mat right now using some Drake's Pride Conquests.
Fairly played here. What did I say, Glen? He wouldn't miss twice. Oh, he's missed the first time. Won't miss with the next one. Absolutely perfect speed to turn the Jack around the corner.
A little bit early crow there, maybe, Sam?
Oh, it looks quite good. How are we going this time? I told you he wouldn't miss twice, Glen. I told you he wouldn't miss twice.
To Jack.
Stop.
That's a fair bowl.
Imagine missing twice.
Saying that it's finishing a great spot.
It's built the head up good for him all of a sudden, a few seconds. And Clayton just like that. Funny how the head can change just like that. You're right, holding a good couple.
Well, realistically, as you look at it on the screen right now,
a few seconds, yep.
It probably looks as a backhand shot just to try and get to that last bowl of Curtis's. But so far we've seen the players be really reluctant to play that side of the green. I'm not sure whether that's down to the wind or what's going on there, but there's been a lot of bowls played on the non-clubhouse side as we look at it. Saying that, looking at the group, Matthew Miles trying to persist on that side now. Just hooping off that wind there.
Yeah, it does, and crashing, and it. I was going to say, it looks like it gives a little bit more of a port from behind the green. Sorry, from the purple, but it's probably quicker weight now to hold on in time. You clip the bowl out for a few.
Bowl for a few. Jack slice is good. If it goes 2 inches sideways, it's good. If it goes 6 feet, it's good for Melbourne as well.
Just needs to move a little bit more. Nathan Wise under. Oh, he's
cheeky.
Stunner run into a back toucher and into a spot where it's going to be very hard to get out. Brett Spur played a good ball on the far ring. Todd Simmons, big response. Drive and the Jack flies out of bounds. A restart on the far end. So how does Matty Miles get shot back here?
Was indicating with his arms that he wanted to try and play the same hand he just did. Ride that wind back, see if he can splash that jack out to the other side. They've got both Peter Studd's and Lisa's bowl out there if he can get jack movement. Lands the bowl, obviously. He might do enough for shot. Coming back hard on that wind.
Giving this a fair attempt. Lands that. That's a handy spot. Nathan Wise going to be a little bit more cautious that he doesn't splash the jack sideways now with that last one. Does he change over and follow the last bowl down, do you think, Glen?
It's hard to tell what he's got to beat, whether it's that wide purple will do enough or whether he has to beat the white that he just played to with his last. Playing that forehand side, so trying to play the hand he just did. Probably feels a little bit safer holding it up against that wind. Probably just about 3 feet too heavy.
The end, and Melbourne pick up the end. They pick up a 1. Nathan Wise in the area, gets the run on and gains these shots. Of course, as always, Glen streaming Facebook and YouTube. Plenty of comments coming in for those tuning in. Evening to Dave Baker, Ray Thorne, hello, Ethan Johnston, all tuning in across Facebook this evening. We had a couple issues with the audio early on, but I believe we're all good now. Is it on at the home of the Burwood District Bowls Club tonight? What's on at the club?
Most likely will be. I believe there's a few club singles games tonight, so not quite as much activity as there normally is. But I'm sure that they'll be finishing off their matches and retiring to the clubhouse to watch some bowls afterwards. I've got a few sickos like that that'll eat a bowl, watch every bit of bowls that they can.
Absolutely.
Which we love.
So the one thing I was a little bit worried about, Glen, is the first... The first 25 ends is Clayton had to be in the game just to give themselves a chance, and they've already 13-3 through 10. Just not the start we're after. Who have you tipped to? You got your tips in because you're going pretty nicely along in our tipping competition for season 24-25. But you know what we need to get the bottom of is someone out there, I'm not sure if they're tuned in tonight, is 5 clear on the top of the ladder with 43 correct, chasing pack behind on 38.
And doing it in a wild way. You're picking up 8s when other teams are picking up 3s and 4s.
Easy as you like.
Having a bad week and giving 2 back to the competition but still being miles ahead.
Find the DeLorean.
Once again, starting to see those bowls that little bit short, pushing back into the wind. Josh chasing this though. Must like it. Clear road if he pushes right the way down. Yeah, lovely weight. Curtis Hanley giving Ray Mackay the choice whether he wants to play the open draw or push in through their own bowls. He's playing the open side. As we've already said, everyone appears to be trying to play that non-clubhouse side of the green at this point in time. He's played it well, lovely weight. Probably stays around for second.
Apologies, but the clubhouse leader in the Brownlow for Division 1 has just rocked up in the venue, so just had to welcome into the area. What's happening on end number 4 here, Glen?
Once again, pushing into the wind and players struggling to reach. Curtis has just changed Ray over to the other side, knowing that they've got some of their own bowls to push up and reach through. Really encouraging to get that weight that arrives. I think it's something that we're noticing at this stage already is that there's going to be a game of correction tonight. Lots of players missing short with their first bowl, pushing into the wind and really making sure to make that correction with the next. But the problem with missing with that first one is sometimes you'll create your own traffic as Peter Studd runs into his previous bowl. Curtis looking good to land the bowl and tackle to Jack here. Turns it out. Lisa just having a draw. Great bowl from Lisa there.
Good curry, was it? Or
oh, fantastic.
Everyone in the world of bowls now knows he did. It's good to know. Back to the Lawnies. Curtis on the backhand here. Seems like a fairly nice sort of port on the way in to be able to dead draw the shot. How'd he go? Curtis Hanley needs to finish it off. Is that run far enough? I'm not sure it did. Lisa Phillips bowl with the right, that's Jack High.
She keeps her weight and finds the way under Peter Studd's bowl, then she'll be all over it.
That's the correction, isn't it?
Just went around the outside last time. Appears a better track, but I think she's added some pace.
Absolutely humding down here. This is all the way into the pond, so now all of a sudden, just like that, you're holding shot but miss out and give the opposition skip a good chance to make something happen themselves. What's the play here for Wise? Still trying to draw the shot, or are you trying to move Lisa Phillips' bowl out the head?
I think at this stage he's just got to draw. May have a look with the last, given that they could have the next 2 or 3. Oh, I was wrong.
Yep, you're wrong. Moving a bit more. You know, that's the play. For those who haven't seen Nathan Wise play before, not afraid to let one go. Give us a few highlights throughout the evening.
Well,
it was almost one of them. It just had to move a little bit more, and it flicks both bowls straight out the head.
I can say, Sam, that I'm in that camp that hasn't seen him play before, and now I know much better.
If you were thinking defensive game style, you would have been incorrect.
It can be a really tough game to play in the wind too, to play those aggressive up shots. Bowls move around a lot more. Matt Miles trying to give it a friend.
Lisa's sort of asking it to hold. It's more down to the speed. The speed's allowing it to hold.
Once again, that breeze has just settled down a little bit.
It has. It definitely has. Nathan Wise going again.
Quickly on the mat.
This has got it this time. See you later. What a shot from Nathan Wise. It's both bowls moving straight out of the head.
Probably makes 3.
From 1 down to 2 up. Pressure back on Matthew Miles to...
I think we could have a quick game tonight, Sam. He was on the mat and delivering that in no time.
We like a quick game of bowls.
Yes, we do.
Matty Miles needs to respond. That one runs past. I think he thought he was a little better than that out of the hand. As you said, Glennie, that breeze just dying off a tad.
Oh, they've taken 2 out. They're measuring for the 3rd.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Was it confirmed as 2 in the end to the way of Melbourne?
They've just had the taken 2 out and they've
still
just
measuring.
got the measure to go to the 3rd.
It'd be good for me to look at the head before.
There's the tape at the bottom of the bag.
Paddler Gary Lasky was off down the other end, indicating a couple, but this measure's taking it a little while longer. Closer than we first originally thought. Johnny Watkins asking for a bit of a lift out of Clayton.
If you're just wondering how windy it is at home,
yeah, that's
the umbrella in the background from the last shot.
That's how windy.
Just the two.
Never in doubt after all that. A big shot from Nathan Wise. It's Melbourne 3 the first 4 ends on the stream rink. 6 shots to 1 through 4 ends. Moves out to 15 shots to 7 on the big board. Just having a look across the green. I think Clayton picked up the far end. Toddy Simmons looks to be on the board against Brett Spurt. As always, so many vitally important matchups for both sides. Get the overall win. In fact, Toddy Simmons picked up a 4 on the far end, so Clayton well and truly up and running. It's those conditions early, Glen, where it's a little bit hard to adjust, and changing conditions, as we've said, the wind has died down all of a sudden just in the last 5 minutes or so. No, Simon Cannington, very nice starter. Where numbers can happen. There can be numbers. We've seen a few. Forward at Toddy Simmons. Just going to try and lock in earlier, then sort of grind through that middle phase of the game. Especially if you're Clayton, you've got to get into that. Give yourself a chance, and then you just got to work your way through it, because there's plenty of talent out on the green for them to get the win here tonight.
Absolutely. For those that are just joining us, we are streaming tonight from Melbourne Bowls Club. We've got the 5th place Melbourne Demons playing the 8th place Clayton Cobras. In an interesting clash, Clayton needs it to get off the bottom and make that change, kickstart their season and try and get out of that that relegation position they find themselves in right now, and Melbourne are a point out of the 4. The matchup that we've got today is Matthew Miles against Nathan Wise, 2 first times on the stream. And our leads battle between Josh Barry and Simon Cannington is a good one.
Right. In all that's happened this evening already, it's been a busy evening. It's not the only game on tonight. Bunjuri against Moonee Valley. That is a huge game. We thought Moonee Valley will be around the mark again. Well, they are. They're 4 wins and 4 losses, sitting 3rd on the ladder. 629 shots for, 629 against a 6th place at Bundoora. That's out at Bundy tonight. We'll bring you some scores later on throughout the evening. Of course, you can do that yourselves by jumping onto the Bowls Now app or in the Bowls Link results portal. Just find Bowls Vic under weekend Pennant 24-25 Premier Division. Round 9 action coming your way. Peter Studd's done pretty well, close to the shot. Needs to just let go a little bit more. Speed okay from Ray Mackay. 4 in is enough. That's nicely played for 1. Early score, Glen. Around the grounds.
Moonee Valley leads 22-7 after 14 ends.
Who's up 8-0? Who was that?
Let me just go back to that one. We have Brad Holland leading Ben MacArthur.
What's the look of confusion for? You're still confused.
Just a few mic issues going on there. Nathan Lynch leading Corey Wedlock 7-3.
You haven't told me why you're confused. You didn't know Brad Holland was a permit player for the Valley, did you?
No.
No.
Not at all.
That's what it was. Brad Holland, one of course, players of This is embarrassing. Bendigo, somewhere. Not Bendigo. South or east? Comments or no?
Curtis just poking a jack through there. Back to Simon Cannington's bowl.
South Bendigo. South Bendigo. I knew that.
Probably managed to make 3 out of that movement from Curtis. Nice wide target for Lisa to land on though. Not sure it's quite going to get down for her.
So still 2. Days, how hard does Curtis Tranley try to play a little more speed to turn this one around the corner? No, he's a good player. He's a good player, this kid. He's still a kid. There, he turns it on to the jack. Thank you very much. Gains a touch, and not too many high fives, probably because it just shapes it as a target a little bit. You'll see when Matty jumps out the way of the camera. There's a chance to play more speed at this now. Try and open things right up. Forehand weight from Lisa Phillips, needs to clear the front bowls. Doesn't, turns a whole lot around the head.
Managed to get Josh Barry about
got
18 inches behind the jack.
Head, but I think at least, I was going to say at least 4. Hope it's not any more, Gaz. So, Lenny, you play more bowls than I have. What's the play for Melbourne? They're holding a good 4, but there's a big target. How do you turn this to sort of cover it a little more?
I think you've just got to hide that jack, tuck it around the corner. If you make it less, you're still securing the shot. 4 is nice, but with a 6-1 lead early on, to be more than happy to just take another 1 or 2. Keep ticking those ends over, keep ticking that scoreboard over.
Nathan Wise giving this every possible chance to move the jack around the corner, as you call, Glenn. Comes to a spot. You heard the call from Curtis Hanley. Weight's good, was, and it comes to a really handy spot behind the head.
Lisa calling for that weight to that bowl of Josh's that is that 18 inches, 2 feet past the jack. So true, land the bowls, trail the jack.
Just give it a little bit more of a chance to, yeah, there's more bowls to land with less weight. See if he goes quick. Peter Studs is not in the line of the target, but a bit of nuisance value.
Certainly that searching weight. It's a matter of whether he's going to get down, but with that tailwind in this direction, it's just carried past. Probably played a bit bigger weight than I was expecting him to.
So back over Wise, you've got to try and play the same here. You try and play the same, or if he's a little narrow now, he turns Curtis over the jack 1. Make it interesting. Do you leave it to Matty Miles to try and play the shots? Proved to be tough conditions early to play any conversions.
He's playing similar weight again from the looks of it. The other thing is, if he threads the bowl and gets to Josh Barry's, then that could change things as well.
Doesn't want to turn the jack.
That bowl of Curtis's.
Not going to say I've predicted that, but there you go, back to 1.
Looks to be better weight than his last year.
Well, Glennie, you're a good judge, my friend. That's why I bring you along for the expert comments. 3 metres short, but they'll cop the 1 down. Nathan Wise, a little unfortunate. Getting the shot bowl over the jack, half a roll, and Jack moved far enough to get it back to 1. few scores to go on the board. Neil Devlin started pretty well. They've won the first three or four ends. That's 6-2 their way. Clayton, after 6 or 7 ends ago, it only won one end there in the contest. 15 ends played, 16-12 the scoreline. Big evening to Brendan Elliott tuning on Facebook, of course. You are correct, my friend. Prem Reserve game as well on tonight. Dandenong and Whittlesea. Plenty of Friday night bowls. How good is it to see? And you've got a score for me. 11 shots to 14. Early days. Whittlesea head on the overall board.
Just through the 12 ends there, Sam. Another good bowl from Josh Barry here. Pushing into the wind. Once again, we're seeing a couple of bowls struggling to reach.
Jake Wren, that's the applause you're hearing on the rink next door. Thank you very much. And the bowl out for a few. Devlin still with one left. Brett Spurs rink after dropping a 4 and then 3, eventually got that straight back, and the overall just sneaks out slightly again. 20 shots to 12.
One of those nights where we may see a lot of that, Sam. Plenty of numbers in that wind. Need to convert, struggle too, because your bowl gets blown off its line. Be a couple down early and have a couple of misses with the breeze doing what it is. And if a side can dominate a good hand early in these conditions, you will get rewarded for it.
A little bit of both. That's enough for the shot.
Matt Miles asking Peter Studd to play that reaching weight. Can land either of the bowls or trail that jack through.
I want to see him give it enough of a chance. If he misses, it's past.
Well, his first bowl, each end in this direction has been short, and there's no change this time around either.
Another one. Well, the wind had died down. Missed out just that speed for the first time in the game. Pretty much, what are we, all bowl short of the jack here on N6.
Fair correction here from Peter Studd. Gets down to jack.
Had a chance and got just about all of it. She comes to not a bad little spot. Actually 100% rather be on top of it, but it's going to be an easy draw from there. You see the follows it down on the backhand. There's a small port or change over, dead draw on the forehand here.
Will be an interesting decision. That forehand is wide open, but so far we've seen all of the players throughout every end so far trying to play that opposite side. Curtis is going to try and take that challenge on and play the opposite.
Big pick up. Neil Devlin unable to save. And Jake Wren's rink for Melbourne pick up a 4. And the rink opposite to us. That makes it 6 apiece. Not one Clayton rink in front as we approach the quarter-way mark in this one. 24 shots to 12 on the big board. Half a chance here for Clayton if Lisa Phillips can play a couple of good ones and add them into the counts. moving and misses, and wanting to make sure he reached to the head. Curtis Hanley just overplayed it. If Lisa can make the correction. No, he's not playing the same, so main two the way of Clayton at the moment. Waiting for the shot to be drawn. Glenn, what do you got for me?
Ali appears to have picked up a 3 over on that rink.
You just tell me, none of these funny hand signals. You just tell me the score and I'll add it on. There's my comment about no, Clayton Rink's been ahead. Ali, a 3, and there you go.
Commentators curse, Danny?
Probably. Nathan Wise looking to draw this one off. Is given it a chance for
Gets to
any result.
Does enough.
Studdy's bowl. It's Peter Studders stood up and last bowl enough for 1. Tell you what, Brett Spur, very animated as always. Shouldn't sound shocked when we say that on the far rink. There's some quality bowls. Todd Simmons' rink under a lot of pressure early days. It's hard thing about this comp, Glenn. You cannot switch off for one moment. Opposition sides are relentless in building the heads end on end on end.
Fair bowl here from Matt Miles.
Needs to stop.
Get down.
Falls' shot.
Drops in, yep.
It does enough. It does enough for now. For now, because Nathan Wise just has to about play the same bowl. If he gets on the end of the jack, he's happy days. Jeez, he's played this very well. Glenn, what's he got? Nathan Wise.
Oh, just coasts by. Lisa having a look.
Maybe. Lisa favouring one down. Matt Miles to play the same bowl and they score. Initial reaction is wider out of the hand. Right weight and he's okay here.
That'll do.
Did enough, had exceptional pace and drew the shot. Kearns concedes the 1. We'll look for the second. Yes, it is a second, so there we go. We'll pick up the second end of the game at 2 to the rink of Matty Miles. And no surprise, Glenn. We'll have a quick little reset because Melbourne who've started the better.
Interesting discussion to see what they're playing here because the mat's been all over the place, as has the jack length. There's been no consistent format so far for either side. And with this head-to-tail wind, it's always going to be tough to work out what is the best length to play.
Just if you're out there, it's tricky to find a rhythm when it's so two-paced, and that's sort of reflected in the heads, probably with the exception of last time coming back this way. Melbourne set it up fairly well.
Josh and Simon have had a good leads battle. It's sort of been more that middle part of the rink where Melbourne's been getting on top. Ray Mackay's turning a few bowls over. And
yeah, it's those conditions as well where 2 feet is okay as well.
Yes.
It's going to be hard to nail one, so he's got to play discipline.
That's the thing, build heads that give you a chance to play those shots, and sometimes the jack gets in the way of a good one and
Correct,
you trail
yes.
it for a couple. Because of that good friend of everyone's, Ray King. Josh Barry from here trying to get down to Simon Cannington's. It's sitting just in front of Jack High. It's a very nice reply. So if Simon can double up here. Gets to Josh's bowl. That would be huge. 2 brilliant bowls.
Yeah, we said we're sort of 2 feet was good. Well, never mind. They've locked in this end. Yeah, it's handy stuff. Simon Cunnington, pretty experienced player at this level, no doubt.
That's the thing. Josh has played 2 good bowls. I'd take that from my lead every day of the week. 2 bowls passed on the centre line. Sort of scoring zone in that key. But Peter stepping on the mat 2 down and instantly having a surge. Ray playing the other hand.
Well,
Not many of...
He's played dead draw weight. Where's he ended up? Handy enough spot. Does that change Peter's start to the backhand?
Not many have played that hand that Ray just played.
I don't think there's a lot to gain after just sticking with the forehand here, is there?
Oh, I think a little bit more searching weight.
He's in trail the jack for 4 here, isn't he?
Yeah. Can land both bowls and turn it over, or if he misses around the outside, gets to Simons and gets a really good third shot. Lisa likes the look of it. Running a little bit hot, but again, lands that back bowl, gets third shot.
Yeah, well, they've got 3 thirds now, so McKay needs to add another one in without, as we always say, creating a bigger target. Not easy to do, especially in these conditions. Another end one to Brett Spur on the far rink on 4.
Well, with Simon's bowl being middle of bowl, middle of jack, there was a chance for Ray to just tuck it around the corner and hide it.
Yeah, anything but short was ideal. Best position, isn't it, to play? Second?
Oh, it is good fun.
Throw one near it if you get lucky. If you throw them past, happy days.
Sorry, Skip, I was just trying to build the head for you.
Yeah.
I'll get the position, you play the big bowls.
The end rinks are the difference at the moment. 27-17 away for the Melbourne Bowling Club. Lisa Phillips, I like the backhand shot, just not with that speed. Yeah, I like that little discussion of whether it was worth continuing to build ahead and throw him in while the opportunity was there, but the play for position early, I think, was the call, Glen.
Curtis just asking for Nathan Lawrence to give him a foot where he wants the bowl to finish.
Played this fairly well, hasn't he, Curtis?
Yeah,
splits him up if he gets all the way through. It's more likely to get all the way through with the conditions as well.
Lisa just stepping off the mat with some weight being played on the rink next door.
Got to give this more of a chance here, you would have thought.
Appears to have more intent to it.
Yeah, definitely more speed. Speed just
going to hold on.
Right out. Needs to hold on to the front bowl.
Probably makes it better. Without that bowl in front anymore, that preferred hand that they've played on the forehand side is available again.
Yeah, so for those watching at home, the jack is slightly hidden, but not to those standing on the mat. It is in full view, and yeah, things change, and now all of a sudden Melbourne sort of need another bowl in the head once again. Those 2 bowls can be removed with weight from the head. Goes back to the draw. This one needs to wriggle.
It could finish in a very annoying spot though. May take that drive away.
You know, as Curtis sarcastically takes his hat off and waves it to the crowd. There's still a chance for both bowls to go because it actually, where it finished, it's now in the line of a forehand running shot. Play the other side and get the backhand. It definitely makes it harder.
Matt Miles has lent into his draw game so far tonight, though.
He has.
I would expect him to be able to land those 2 bowls at jack high.
There's still a chance to land either bowl or splash the jack to the right of screen as well. Asking for this one to turn. Okay, so a few thirds, but as we said, very hard to get both out. Do you like that speed that Matty's tried to play to get the shot there?
I don't mind it. The one thing that you will note in a head-to-tail wind game is that you will see a lot of bowls miss wide when trying to land on things. That breeze just pushes them, keeps them holding on that line a bit longer, and can't necessarily get down to the target. Which is where I may, if I'm Matt, I'd probably try and drop 3, maybe 4 feet there, and if you accidentally draw it, then that's a really good outcome as well.
Yeah, good outcome from Melbourne here. If that bowl stopped and fell, Nathan Wise is starting to find it. Playing good areas in a game that's thrown up its challenges conditions-wise. He's been the one to pick it the best so far. Thoughts, Glen, having a bit more of a discussion about this. It's easy to make a quick correction, but a bit more of a discussion. What's the alternative option?
Well, I think it's all about what weight you play and how close you can get to that bowl of Curtis's. Obviously need to go tight to it so you don't hold around the outside with that tailwind.
So sticking forehand, this looks more searching to land either bowl. It just needs to miss the front.
Clears the front, he's close.
Just doesn't want to belly it.
Oh no. Frustration, and now Nathan Wise gets a free hit to fourth.
Yeah, I've mentioned it a few times, I know, Glenn, I might be banging on about it a bit too much, but it's, for a long time at that end, it looked like it sort of favoured Clayton. They had the position, they had the shot to play, wasn't able to convert, and all of a sudden Nathan Wise is drawing for at least 4. Gets inside the wide bowl and gets up to counts. Sneaks in, it's enough for a 4th, and here's your first number on the stream rink for this evening, and the overall just really sneaks out. Back to 15. Nope, plenty of ends remaining. What do you got for me, Glenn? There's a lot of letters and numbers happening here.
Just keeping a track of who's winning the ends in each direction, and Melbourne's won every one of the ends going that way. Playing well with that tailwind. I think it might just be a case of they're jumping on early and Clayton finding it very hard to convert in that direction. Of the 3 ends going back this way, Clayton's won 2 of them.
Nathan Wise had a little bit of a lead skip chat before starting them off again. First time we've seen the mat all the way back this evening. So last time back in this direction, which both front ends all 4 bowls or really 8 bowls apart from Peter Stubb when he trailed the Jack were short of Jack height.
Interesting that Josh Barry's changed hands there. He's been playing that backhand quite well. Simon apologising for this one.
So his better actually is to hold on. Fair correction to keep the speed. Josh Barry.
I don't think Ray McCall will know what's hit him. He's stepping on the mat in this direction without bowls in front of him. It's his first chance to genuinely draw in this direction.
The best part about this is you can just play any weight you like to land the bowl. If you miss pass, happy days. Gonna miss short.
Peter Stud with a better bowl here.
Played this real good. He can turn and fall down. In fact, they've both fell down.
Right behind each other, doesn't build the target all. Ray Mackay taking a wider track here after going under with his first. Trying hard to get back to the shot bowl, but just doesn't have that extra mat length of weight required.
And all of a sudden the head, once again, sort of favours Clayton for now. Needs to throw another one in. How did Clayton go about it? I think this is their best chance, going back into the wind if they can just build ahead and anything past now. They know they're up against it with Curtis Hanley and Nathan Wise playing in the back end for Melbourne. Extremely difficult rink to break down. Doesn't quite make them pay as he would have liked, but it's nearly stuck around and it has. It's in for 3.
A more constructive start for Clayton here. And the one worry is still plenty of room to draw it, Sam.
That's somewhere in the area, isn't it? All down to speed.
I'm not sure it's getting there.
No, you're right. The line off the screen looked immaculate. It was. Huge track, not far, only a foot. It's enough to draw the shot. So Clayton with just the one marquee available tonight. That is Matty Miles on the stream rink. They've got Brendan Egan, who's been coming down from Nelson Bay. He had a New South to play this season, and Ryan Bester on the rare occasion where he's been available. It's their third nominated marquee.
Lisa just needs to avoid that bowler raise.
Yeah, you beat me to it, Glen. Anything but turning that. Any help as it is.
Gets the best back bowl though. We've already seen tonight that Nathan Wise isn't afraid to play a bit of weight at things.
Oh, go on. It was a very brief contemplation of potentially going big at both bowls.
Probably just too many holes there at this stage, but he's
do
corrected
that?
Beautifully.
Thank you. Thank you, Curtis Hanley. No need to go both bowls. You're going to correct. Right.
Lisa's first
2
bowl's
feet.
looking real good now, though.
Perfectly in weight. It is one of those ones where it's a good shot. It does probably still slightly favour Clayton.
Yeah, land the bowl, trail the jack through.
Just got to convert. Make one conversion shot. So I'll put Nathan Wise under a little bit of pressure. Not easy to convert in these conditions. At least he's just one to let go.
Splashes their own bowls, works.
Well, it's all them on the way in. That's one of them. Gets Peter Stud's bowl through the jack for shot. He could end this one, and Glen, all of a sudden, that shot going back and forth. A few angles here for Nathan Wise to work with.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of a forehand swing through that. Lands Curtis's bowl through Peter Stud. Very good. If he gets onto the jack, that works as well.
Can't see it going poorly.
Only area I can see, an obvious problem is if he misses just wide through the hole twice.
Yeah, still, even if nothing changes, doesn't have a heap on, not on face value. Nathan Wise very aggressive at this here. He's underneath, but he's a chance to remove some Clayton bowls out the head. There's one of them, so make certainty of the fact that it's only one.
It appears that their discussion has been about playing some position here. Get into that scoring zone just behind in case Miles does get through Curtis's bowl and there's any jack movement there with this. Pretty happy to stay away from it, I think.
Well, Matty's missed wide and actually turned Ray McCoy bowl all the way into the head. They still hold. It does change the angle. Love to give it a shot behind the head if we can, just to see the angles. If Ray McCoy could take a step just to the right, like that would be nice. Well, there's still angles to work with up on the forehand.
3 shots of Devlin on the rink next door, Sammy.
Yeah, Brett
Gives
Spur
them a lead there.
has played a pretty handy bowl on the far rink for 3 himself.
Matty Miles stepping back on the mat. Had 1 attempt at it.
Is that Matty
See if he can
Miles?
make the correct. Oh,
That's
Nathan
cool.
Wise.
Nathan Wise has got this just about all the way. If he moves a little bit, what a shot that is. Out goes the shot ball. Peter Studd turns it into 1 up. Thank you. Just got a little bit of it. That's all it needed to move the shot bowl. In fact, it's turned it far enough that Simon Cannington, he's probably in shock. The lead bowl was stuck around for a second, has it? Unbelievably, any jack here is all good. How's he getting to the jack? Can he get to the jack on the forehand? It's very, very small port.
Interesting that they're choosing to play that. With 18 inches, it's and at this standard, we've seen that Matty Miles is playing some good draw shots when required.
This time it really is Matty Miles on the mat. Can he get a really good result?
Oh, he's got the jack. Buried it. Inbounds.
That's pretty fair. Matthew Miles to search through the tiniest of ports to get the jack all the way through and makes a 3 in doing so. 2 down to 3 up. Well, from an end that there wasn't a lot happening early, but geez, the shot changed hands just about every bolt. And the back ends, that's a good end of bowls.
I said draw it, Sam.
Corey. It's funny, Glenn, how you often in these sort of games, and if there's a bit of noise, someone's played a real good one to make a number. If there's not, either the opposition rink played a poor end, or got unlucky. Looking over, it's 8-10, the lead to Ali Forsyth. So that means they've picked up a 6 on end number 7, and all of a sudden, game on, margin back to within 5.
It also is something that struck me before speaking about noise. On end 1 or 2, Neil Devlin played 2 absolute clinkers.
Not a lot.
To about 2 inches. And Clayton didn't give him much support, and it was the sound of a side that's been struggling and isn't quite sure how to get up and about early in a game.
Yeah.
And playing in this Melbourne environment, we know that they've been a dogged team for years and that they are aggressive and they own their turf. And it can be an intimidating environment to come into. So to see the margin coming back could just be a sign of Clayton warming into the game, feeling comfortable in the space, and now just playing bowls.
It is. If you've just joined us, it's Melbourne against Clayton. Clayton just 1 win on the season so far. Melbourne currently sitting in 5th. A win away, they could jump as high as 3rd at the completion of round number 9, the last round before we head into our Christmas break. Just 5 rounds remaining as we enter 2025. Clayton fighting for everything out here. They've got the margin back to 6, 37-31 the way of Melbourne against Clayton through 29 ends. Simon Cannington is back after a short hiatus on the previous end. That's what we're used to seeing from him.
Peter Studd a little unlucky there to not land either of the bowls. Found a port that is very slim through
He's
there.
been playing pretty good areas, says Peter Studd, so far in this game. I've been finding Glen. No, okay. Just wanted to say something. No, he played 2 good ones down before.
I think he's been really solid with the wind behind him and struggled pushing into. But right on cue. Ray Mackay adds a 3rd. Studd looking to drop 3 feet here. tricky corrections in that win, though.
Hey, Glen. Oh, he's missed wide and run away from the head, and it's still a couple. I thought he had that in the belly and falling back onto the line. A little bit unfortunate. We could argue maybe it was a fraction over, but we've been talking about all night. Play second here, just give everything a chance. Did there and takes the jackpot bowl away as well.
Has created draw space, though.
This one going won't change anything, so like you said, it has created draw space. What are we saying, a foot and a half, foot of room?
Yeah, about that. But a full mat length
shot
to get second, which cuts it down by 1.
We're a big fan of second shot on BVT. Well, I am anyway. I don't know. I can't speak for all our commentators.
Get second shot on every end. You only go down 21 zips, Sam.
And there's those who prefer the aggressive style game, raking the head, that have joined us on BV or part of the BV team.
You can't begin to think who you're talking about there, Sam.
No. How's Lease going here? Just needs a
Josh's
clear
ball.
run and actually turns it and turns it up.
Probably not enough for second, but gives them probably 2/3
I was
now.
going to say, couldn't be the shot. Still too far out. Brett Spur animated once again, the far rink, providing a few highlights, just missing out this time. Curtis would love to nail one on top of the jack this time. Close his head right down, giving it a chance, just going a little, or he was.
Once again, stiff to not land anything there.
Land either of the bowls and turn back onto the line is okay. So managed to wriggle all the way past and turn everything out of the head.
I reckon this match is a statistician's nightmare, Sam.
Oh, absolutely.
One direction, no short bowls, the next end, all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Not that we have a statistician for Pennant too often. It's made down to user error and the user forgetting to rock up on time, but we'll let it slide.
Good to hear from Lisa.
Needs to make connection with something. Well,
Probably gets second.
not sure. Curtis Hanley, he's correcting to draw. That it's one of these ones where draw shot good, touch an absolute bonus.
Curtis tells you a lot in the first 6 feet of his bowl. Very animated.
It's good, isn't it?
He was giving the hurry signal as soon as it left his hand. Wasn't sure whether it was going to hold.
Well, it was short of the jack, but maybe got it to spin far enough for shot. So 2.
Not sure this has got the weight.
Correct, just doesn't want to turn into a line that's in his way. Yeah, missed out there. So, yes, Nathan Weiss, does he give the? He can't give the backhand away. He's got to stick there because any movement on Josh Barry's bowl is no good.
Big shouts from the neighbouring rink as Jakerin has played a bomb. Nathan Wise here. Might be tackling that ball of Matty Miles that you mentioned, Sam.
He's under. Just.
Oh.
And, well, that one was already in the count, but makes a certainty of it.
Lisa calling to turn Josh if he gets to her bowl and lands, it may do enough. It's trying really hard to get back. Perfect weight. Just not going to fall
makes
over.
Interesting. Well, went to Glen go and jump over there for Clayton's sake. Falls makes it a little bit more interesting. I'm not even convinced if it falls, it's in. So Melbourne, after dropping a 2 and a 3, and Clayton just gaining a little bit of momentum. He pretty quickly snuffed out, you would have thought. Just got to beat the last bowl to count for 3.
Better track here.
Call it, Glennie, is it in or not?
I think it's going to do enough. Clears Curtis and it's in. Yeah.
Making that look very easy.
Another 3 shots to Melbourne.
It is, and that's that story of the game. Just a few numbers going back and forth. We're absolutely flying through this stream rink. What are we? N9, and we've been playing an hour and 20 minutes. Bit foreign to what you're used to, isn't it, Glenn?
You've had a couple of late nights lately.
Just a few. Fast game of bowls. What is this? Speak of. So, sneaks out just slightly. Todd Simmons has picked up a 2 on the rink next door. They've, as much as we comment on the fact that Brett Spur's been up and about, they've done well. It's 11-8 through 8 ends on the far rink there. Evening to all those tuning in across the land on Facebook and YouTube. Craig Morris, love hearing the sounds of Spurry's voice. Very animated character, as we've touched on. Good player to watch as well, of course. I'm going to say still recently crowned Australian Pairs champion. That has a good ring to it. 9 apiece, Jake Wren. A little touch of the jack with his last bowl to create a 2. Against Neil Devlin, who with his last bowl actually turned Jake out of the head to make a couple himself. So plenty of heads changing across the board. Jumper time, Glenn. It's that time of evening. The sun's just dropping down. Lights are just about in effect.
Yeah. Interesting that once again in this direction, Josh Barry's changed hands back to the other side that he'd been playing earlier.
Well, the hand he played this way last time, he was going okay. How often do you chop and changes lead in a game? Is there a maximum? Is there a max? Twice?
I think it's all
Struggling
good if you want to
and change back. Yeah. That's it.
Give it, an end in each direction and see whether that's a preferential hand. See if it's something that you want to commit to. But sometimes it may not be the better way to go. Saying that, back to his familiar hand and back to drawing shot.
So high scoring affair. I'm just looking across the boards at a lot of numbers picked up across all the rinks, and 75 shots through 32 ends. That tells you all you need to know. Clayton holding one thanks to Josh Barry's second bowl of this end. He started missing wide and heavy, but he bowls past in this direction has usually come into the game. We haven't seen the trail sort of too many ends. That's probably more to the fact that the heads have been a little bit looser in terms of bowls in the head and the ability to play shots to move the jack.
Big swing in the other game on it Premier League level tonight, Sam.
Yep,
Bundoora taking on Moonee Valley at Bundoora. Our last update, Moonee Valley was leading 22-7. Since then, Bundoora's gone on to 27-4 run to hold a 34-26 lead now after 31 ends.
Give me a 9. There's a Rink 9-3 the way of Bundy. Who's leading that one?
That would be Gary Kelly over Dylan Fisher.
Has played bowls before.
I'd have him in a team every day of the week, Sam. Good bowl here from Curtis.
Good effort to miss the jack and move and not stopping time to get the shot, wasn't it? But it's done well, a couple seconds.
Curtis likes the look of this one. Can he get to Josh Barry's bowl?
It has to sit the bowl.
Yes, he has.
It has to sit the bowl. It has. Curtis Hanley shows his class and draws the shots. Just not turning it. The line's a little bit tricky to find. Coming back in this direction on that hand. A fraction slower. You might have thought it'd be moving a bit more than it is. Missed out with the speed here, so good chance for Matty Miles just to jump on and only one down, confident draw. The back end is the play, but
that's the thing.
Seen a couple tricky sort of bowls just get stuck at a fraction.
Full cradle bowls he can reach to can get to either of Curtis's. If the jack gets in the way, then it pokes through the hole towards Josh Barry's bowl. Maybe a cliche, but when you're down B up, they need to land on for him. Gets the walk off Lisa Phillips bowl and has done enough.
Oh, it was on the high side the whole time, then just ripped a bit and so to get the flick across for one. Was he just a little bit sarcastic? Realised he didn't have the yard of weight in the end, so he's just calling Matty to change over here. Probably not a bad call in the end, given it's easy to...
That light green bowl of Peter Studd's that's the shortest up there is probably 5, maybe 6 feet out, so plenty of room to be able to clear that and get down. Just a bit hot on the pace.
Miss the speed and they get away with one. They tip the scoreboard over. Just stay in touch. Far Rink 11-10. Todd Simmons, you would have missed it. Of course you would have missed it. It's 4 rinks across as we see the backdrop founded in 1864.
Just a few birthdays.
Oldest in Australia. Just a couple. Saying Todd Simmons, 2 excellent draws to the ditch. Now on the far rink.
Interesting change of tactics here. Matt Miles standing up just past minimum length. Matt right back. First time that we've seen this, but I'm more than happy to see if this jack gets close here, because it would be right next to us at the booth.
Well, I'm very hopeful that Josh Barry can roll the... He's just about rolled that on top of Matty Miles' toe. That's an excellent jack roll. We're just about going to reach out and grab it. All right, Let's see how we go. So back within 5. They're doing a good job here, the Cobras. They're sticking around, as we mentioned. Only 1 win on the season, but can change very, very quickly. The hard thing about it, Glen, they're going to bring up the ladder to find the exact points they trail. Altona 21 clear plus game in hand with the washout the other week. Game to be replayed. It's going to be hard to catch up there. Essentially 2 wins behind, and all this pack of teams, Essendon, Melbourne, Bunter, Altona, all good enough. They're going to take a few wins off each other. They're all going to be winning games, you'd imagine. It's hard to see any of them dropping off and going on a streak where they lose 3 or 4 in a row, while Clayton have to be winning those games every week to cash in.
Yeah, you'd need a massive swing in form from some side, and the proverbial double points game where you beat the side above you and stop them scoring at the same time you score yourself. Great first bowl from Josh Barry there.
Yeah, Clayton's run home when they play Deer Park down in Belmont, Essendon away, Altona home could be a huge game if they're still in with a crack. Yarraville away, Moonee Valley at home, so it never gets easier in this competition.
Peter Stud carrying some pace here. Alright, if he lands Josh's and turns it behind the jack as he's done. It's about a 6-inch gap between that bowl of Josh Barry's that you can see on the centre line and the jack. Good start for Clayton here. They've struggled going this direction. Melbourne's won all 5 ends going this way for 12 shots so far, so that solid start could be important. I do like this tactic as well, Sam, when you've got that little bit of a tail breeze behind you, playing short and playing long into a wind. Really magnify that difference between those quick and those slower ends with that wind.
They've gone well so far. They love to draw another one in, and they do. So these 3 can be tricky, these ends. To, if it's 3, there's plenty of room for second shot.
Well, it's just a big adjustment for all the players.
It shouldn't be, but it's not that easy.
The shortest end that we've seen previous to this would have been about 3 yards longer in this direction.
Gave him the speed to land anything.
Oh, wow. I'm not sure how they drew it up.
Yeah, pretty elite speed though, like misses that. He's going close.
I can't quite tell from that angle, but the bowl of Ray Mackay's finished maybe an inch in front of Jack. Josh Barry's being 6 inches past. At least they're able to play under that bowl though, land the bowl, trail the jack. It still will look quite appealing from the mat.
Yeah, even if it turns a little and turns the bowl sort of through the jack out to the left, they've got it pretty well surrounded.
Good pace, needs to hold.
Unbelievable speed, gives them another one in that nice catching area, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Now a situation where if you're Curtis Hanley, you're probably needing to change the head a little bit. Really good angle there of what we've just talked about. Nice and appetising from the mat. Can see the bowl land, can see the jack. Just ducking underneath again there.
I was going to say, if it runs far enough, it gets him another second, even though it doesn't get past, it doesn't in the end. So still all for Lisa to play at.
Lisa can play the same pace. Fraction of grass, it'll be very good for a difficult 3 to reduce. Oh, she's interested. Is it going to get down in time? It slices the jack through, makes it 3.
I'll just play my own game and
Maybe
trail
a
the jack to
4th.
myself for a few. That's the shot bowl. 3.
Melbourne's nearest now being that blue on the way in
Pretty
that
nice.
Nathan's just pointed to.
Pretty nice, confident call from Nathan Wise. Sort of the forehand, turning their own bowl through.
I would imagine it won't be 3 after this one finishes, Sam.
Oh, okay. We'll have a sausage roll on that. 1 throw on the sausage roll count this season. And... oh.
With sauce, thanks.
You don't get sauce only because it was a slide.
He's played very good weight through there in windy conditions.
I won't have that.
I'll get my own sauce then.
I won't have that whatsoever. There's a pretty good view of it. From what Matt Miles will see in a few moments' time. How much easier does it always look from behind the head to what the skip sees on the way down? Completely different ball game.
The thing with it, though, is if they get around Josh Barry's bowl, it's that blue on the centre line, as you see here. He's playing the other hand. Really interesting. I think that bowl of Simons and Curtis's on the way in are both a real challenge to get around. He can get to a protected position where it would be really hard to get rid of his bowl. He's finished a bowl in front. Adds to the count. On the march here, if it gets down in time to either that blue or green bowl, it will make a change.
Awesome weight for it, wasn't it?
Bit unlucky to have Ray Mackay's bowl not clear Josh Barry there. It stayed wedged on the outside of it. Now there is no track whatsoever in for Matt Miles on the forehand. Has to play the backhand again.
Yeah, 100% he does.
Gets to his own bowl, he'll be close for another.
Don't imagine once he's going to miss this to change any sort of angles. Be interesting to get another look at it and see what that's left for Nathan Wise with his last bowl of the end.
On the jog, lands his own and flops. Very good.
More than very good. Gets up to it and touches it sideways. That's, wow. Could be, I was going to say, could be as many as 4, and is 4. As Glen, you found out earlier in the night, Nathan Wise not afraid to let one rip. There's a very, very small gap for a 1-bowl target.
I'm not quite sure which the fourth shot is. Are they saying that Peter Studd's front bowl is in?
No. The Josh Barry out this side and Matty Miles out the other side. Yep. I think he's got to go and try and fight the jack, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Swing on that backhand side. Can get the port and clear them both out. Simon Cannington's bowl is the deepest bowl on the rink for Melbourne.
So the inside of Peter Studd's bowl as well is going to rip across into the head and cause something to happen.
And if he hangs outside, he can get that tickle off Curtis's green bowl there.
There it is from before the mat. I don't mind that shot, just to give an idea of the difficulty of the shot, despite the way it looks from here.
Off that bowl. Oh, wow, it's gone forwards.
I think he's done enough to score.
Pack across there, chips forward, bounces and rattles around.
There was a
on
heap
the
of
measure.
there was a heap of options. Goes at that speed that just about anything can happen. As you said, Glen Jack's come forward. And the result, we'll have to wait and see.
For the first time tonight, Clayton scores going in that direction. And they've done it off the back of that minimum length end.
All right, so scores getting up to date here. 43 plays 40. He's correct. A couple ends to go on. That's 39 of 84, so approaching the halfway mark. Melbourne, who shot out to, well, they would have been as many as about 17 or 18 on the overall. Clayton have done well. It was the two end rinks doing the damage early for Melbourne. Todd Simmons' crew have done a good job. In fact, I believe there's another one to go on there, so they're now level at 11 apiece. Margin back to within 2. Ellie Forsyth off the back of a 6. He's at the front against Bryce Young as well. It's a game on here. Round 9 Premier Division action. What's happened, Glenn?
Brief disruption in play on this rink as Jake Rinn has played massive weight next door.
Huge
Bowls
hit.
going everywhere and Melbourne pretty happy. I don't know what the outcome of it is. Just carrying some pace there for Simon Cannington. Finds that gap. Josh Barry doing a really good job right now of playing that short jack and then nailing the weight with his first bowl. Really important skill for a lead to have.
I don't know, Glenn. I got a feeling about this one. Just could go all the way down to the last bowl. We've seen it so many times this season across all divisions.
Well, the last time that we had Clayton on the stream
We did.
a few weeks ago, it came down to
We
the very
did.
last bowl of the night.
Yeah, they're just not giving. I mean, this one doesn't have the pace back into the wind, but that hand really holding the line.
Peter started with a better line than his last.
Yeah, it's still tricky lines, I think, Glennie. It's going to hold on enough for shot. There's plenty of room. Clayton front end doing an okay job here. 1 for the last 5 ends. Nathan Wise with a big bowl on the last end to get the D's out of a little bit of trouble and, well, in the end, keep them in front of the overall remarkably. Wasn't looking that way an hour ago, was it? This was just looking like straightforward business for the Melbourne Bowls Club. Mr. Phillips just taking a little bit of extra time. Holding a good 3, Clayton, here on end number 12.
Needs it to hurry.
Yeah, that's all it is in the
Probably
end.
going to do enough to get in the count, though, funnily enough.
Yeah, like you said on the previous end, Glenn, back Curtis Hanley to draw 1, if not 2 inside that. If not, get the shot.
Just misses on the outside. Probably cuts 1 out. Lisa looking for another 2.5, 3 feet on her last. It's a good looking track. It's all going to be down to the pace, which she has absolutely nailed. Very good bowl there. The only thing with it is that Clayton do look very vulnerable at the back of the rink. Melbourne with the few deepest bowls, and Lisa's being on top of the jack now. Springs deep through, it could be 3 or 4. Get stuck in that trap now, though, of trying to reach and play the shot and potentially going through holes and leaving yourself that 4 down that they are.
Well,
probably still 4.
Yeah, tackle the Peter Stud bowl, but then fell out, so... Yeah, 3, maybe 4. Matty Miles just getting a few kind of heads to play out. Isn't it funny, after he potted that jack, it just lifted in the front end and took some kind of heads to play out here.
Change in length has certainly made a difference to
that as well.
The Clayton front end.
Free range to just draw in as he likes here. Matty Miles,
if he can turn Josh Barry's bowl through and get to the back couple, it's a good spot.
It is a good spot.
Melbourne still has the deepest bowls if that jack gets right the way through.
Hard to see it getting... It can get all the way through. It's just got to get off the outside of Josh Barry's bowl and it gets all the way past, doesn't it?
What are you suggesting here, Sam? Are you trying to cut it down from the 4 that it is, or play the shot? And
no, there's nothing really to smack apart from the quarter of the shot bolt. That's all you can see from behind it. Oh no. Well, I thought that was going to turn it. I thought it was going to get fat and rip it right out of the head. It
still likely 4.
Just getting to Curtis's bowl out here. Well, that's good. That's all he has to beat to count.
At this point, I'm not sure I'd be playing that shot, Sam.
Where are you going all the way past?
If you can see the dot at the top of the line there, get to that. You'd be the deepest bowl. You'd force Nathan Wise to play weight where it clears just a little bit and not all the way through. Might be building the target up here.
No, this is good. Pretty good. It does give something to draw to.
Yeah, he can land that bowl now for 2nd or 3rd shot.
I think that's a go. Big moment of the game. 2 ends in a row. Nathan Wise is going to face 5 down. Was able to do it last end. Reduce the count back to 1.
Not just that, if you look across the other rinks, there's 1 shot in it, 2 shots in it, all square. This is the rink that's making the difference at 6 right now. If you drop 5 and have another rink being 1 away. Searching weight.
Oh,
catches
just
Lisa's front bar.
Missed that. He was okay. And
be a number here for Clayton.
Here you go. For the first time tonight, the bottom of the table, Clayton Cobras have hit the front. It's about to come out of nowhere. It's not. It's just been slowly building. They've been building the better heads for the last hour or so. And this change of length, as you mentioned, Glen, has worked entirely in Clayton's favour. Chris Love just asking on Facebook, has the green really slowed or is it the wind that's bad?
The wind's settled down quite a bit of late, whereas previously they were pushing really hard in one direction and big tailwind in the other. Probably a 2 or 3 second difference for a while there. It's just neutralised a little bit.
There comes that time on a Friday night where the green naturally is going to drop a little bit in speed as well now, isn't it?
Yeah.
See it every week. Approaching the halfway mark. 46-44 is the lead. As we mentioned first time, they've hit the front tonight. Can they kick on with it? The D's looking to jump back into the top 4. Have a bit of work to do.
It's the first time since rolling this short jack that Josh Barry hasn't quite nailed the weight with the first. Gone through by 3.5 feet. No doubt looking to bounce back straight away with his next one. False start for Simon Cannington. For those only just joining the stream, we're coming to you from Melbourne Bowls Club. 5th place on the ladder, Melbourne, playing the 8th place Clayton. Plenty on the line as Melbourne are 1 point out of the 4 at the moment. And Clayton looking to ignite their charge up the ladder. Our stream rink is Nathan Wise against Matthew Miles.
So Joshy Barry just misses out a fraction. They've missed all sort of a metre and a half past on the line. It's all good for a trailer. The jack down the line is happy days.
We haven't seen an end like this from Clayton since the first few ends of the game from the front end. Start on the hand change, looking to get down to jack. Still just carrying that bit much pace. Absolute mountain of shots to score if they can get onto that jack, but at this stage...
Would be handy.
Clayton don't have a bowl within 3 feet, so first things first, get a good shot. Good there from Ray Mackay. Clayton forced to play one side of the green now. That gap between the 2-shot bowls and the jack sitting at about 5 or 6 inches.
Some time for third shot. It's a handy starting point. $10-13, nearly Forsyth against Bryce Young Rink. That's for the last 5. Clayton's team's way. I think Bryce got a little unlucky, playing a little bit of weight on the previous. Clayton just held on to the end. If the shot ball moved out, and we've seen that lead change again.
Cover and count for Curtis there.
Enough, so 3. Some of the momentum is at shift once again. Lisa Phillips will be hoping not. Just got to back this off ever so slightly. Half interested. Pace has given it a good chance here.
It's a good third there. That starts creating some options. Previously with no bowls within a mat length, there wasn't a lot that they could really play. It was draw only. Because now they can look at trying to turn those bowls of Ray Mackay's through the jack. Draw and little trail.
Oh, hey, it just needs to rest inside the last bowl. It was all good. Always for Ben Fern playing third on the Brett Spur. Right. Jack out in the open. Scott Biles playing third. Who, Glenn, can you see Scott Biles on the mat from the far end? What on earth has Scott Biles done to himself?
I can't see him, but that certainly looks like a very heavily bandaged non-bowling hand.
I wonder what's happened there. There must be a story to tell. Matty Miles will be hoping there's a story to tell after this one as well. And he's not far away, Glenn.
Searching through both bowls as described. Clears it. Gets it back to Lisa's. Maybe enough for the shot.
Well, the story is he might have turned it from 2 down to 1 up. It's very close, as indicated. Too close for Gaz to call. It is a measure. So Lisa Phillips has that bowl in there just behind the jack as Nathan Wise looks to probably follow that down, doesn't he?
Yeah, just looking to get to the Lisa's purpley bowl. Only worry is if he does poke the jack through, Lisa's first one is back there as well. Oh, that's certainly down now.
Big splashage of the jack, a little bit sideways, and that confirms that Clayton, we think, are holding on to one for the time being.
Fairly well set up head for them too. While they've only got one in there, it is locked against the bowls of Curtis. They've got a group of 4 bowls 2.5 feet past the jack. If Nathan Wise is to try and play, wait and convert it. Calling for weight to get back to that pack of their own bowls as well. Now, whether that's trail it and make the number weight, or whether that's adding another one into that scoring position, we will find out.
What's he doing, Glenn?
Searching for the jack back for a number, and hasn't cleared it all the way through. Beautiful weight. He's finished in the pack of all of their bowls, just didn't get the middle of that jack. Likely 2 down.
So I was wondering if you don't play the shot, it gave Wise a chance to play the shot as well. We said gets it full. Yeah, a heap. A little bit unfortunate in the end.
Yeah. Aren't too many chances throughout a game to make a big number, and 5 sits in that category. It's a matter of when that opportunity presents itself, are you there to take it? Nice and safe draw, that one, I think we call it, Sam.
We're a fan of 1 downs. We're a fan of safe draws when holding 2. Especially given the situation of the game. This one tightens up right again. It's over the halfway mark. 16-13 is the rink score. We've seen quite a few numbers across the board. A little debrief, better end. There'll be a little team talk of encouragement, I would have thought, for the Melbourne front end there. A better end last time round, something they've found hard to come by since end number 6. They've only won 2 ends. We're now on end 13. 16-13 is the rink score. Play of Nathan Wise, hailing from Club Mount Lewis, along with Brett Spur, down from New South Wales, as Melbourne's marquee players. Joining Jake Wren, who's back for season 24-25. Wise skipping record. He skipped 5 games. That's every game he's played for the D's. 4 wins and 1 loss. Tells you everything you need to know.
Saying that, in a contest here, 3 in it.
They are. Simon Kingston. There's bang. The opening bowl of N14. I thought we would have seen a little bit more of a change of length. It just Similar sort of Matt and Jack position, just a Jack a further, what are we saying?
3 yards?
3 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say 3, yep. Best thing about BVTV, Glen, is you can tune in anytime, anywhere, via Facebook or jump on YouTube. Ethan Miller jumping in. He's watching from the Amsterdam airport. Say early morning over there. There's some commitment for you.
Absolutely. Mackay just carrying some pace through there. A bad spot.
Right there, it's in the game. Peter Studd, his opening bowl of end numero 14.
Good pace for the shot there, just a little bit tight.
You mentioned to me, Glenn, you're a little bit concerned when you saw Jake Rin's name be drawn alongside this rink tonight, and when the shuffle of the rinks, because there was a fair chance that we might be moving across. Well, the way we're headed, you might be absolutely spot on, especially how tight the overall is so far. Still a long way to go, of course.
Well, just waiting for an umpire call on the next rink. Peter Studd on the hand change has landed the shot bowl. Didn't manage to spring the jack at all though. 2 seconds now though. Curtis no doubt looking to just beat that wide bowl of Josh Barry's. Bowl sitting pretty close to jack high. He's in a good track. Just catches the front and slides through.
Oh, it's pretty fair bowl. Comes to it. Good spot. So at least able to play this confident. I think Jack sort of gets a slide off the last bowl, maybe sort of moving to the right of the screen.
Yeah,
Josh Barry with a couple of catches.
Needs to turn that shot bowl through the jack. There's no clean access on that forehand side that they're playing.
Yep. Takes that one away and gets another one sort of in behind the head. Don't imagine the jack gets anywhere down the line, but
Clayton's best bowl on that hand that they can play to is Josh Barry's deepest.
yeah, that's the best position of the lot, isn't it? Curtis will be trying to get to that one. Needs it to run the trip. No, it doesn't, so chance release here to make contact with the shot bowl and give the skipper a better look at it. Got to be closer.
Needs it to drop a touch from her body language. Has got down to it, and it goes right to that bowl of Josh Barry's. Brilliant shot.
That's a pretty fair long bowl, Glenn.
Just the pace control to get it to spring just the right distance.
Arriving enough to get it there for one.
Saying that, it does present a nice little shot for Nathan Wise there.
You know,
Ray Mackay's bowl sitting a bowl and a half, 2 bowls in front.
Is it a nice little shot, or is it a bit more than that?
They do have the backest but if you go too big, I'm not sure how the rest of it actually sticks around. Wouldn't want to get raised through the jack and slice it over to Peter Studd's
I
ball.
just indicated with my hands a bit of sort of speed with a bit of a motion, and Nathan Wise has turned to me and said, probably. Hope he draws it. No. Tell you what, how's yelling. Nathan Wise needs to miss this. Oh. Misses courtesy. He's all time for bowl through bowl. Still, it is there. Actually got Peter Studd's moving out the head. Over to Matt Moore. I think the shot's turning Lisa Phillips into the head.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is wide okay, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. The weight that you need to turn her in, if you do happen to miss her around the outside, you're going to finish in a really good home, with Melbourne having the 2 deepest bowls on the rink. Certainly playing that covering weight. Best back bowl.
Take 2 for Nathan Wise, searching once again. This time just on the other side of bowl under. And once away, and this is a pretty good one for Clayton away it stands. Matt Moore still with last bowl at the end. How hard does he try for a second? There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of danger, does there?
The only worry is that Ray Mackay's bowl is 2 bowls in front. If he gets onto that on the running surface, will not take a lot for it to turn through the jack. So he is playing that forehand side to stay away from that bowl.
Nope, missing. So they'll hold on to 1 thanks to the work of Lisa Phillips with their second bowl at the end. And it keeps the scoreboard ticking over for Clayton here. They stay ahead for now.
Still been a really interesting game in terms of the 2 directions we've played, Sam. Melbourne, in the end that we're about to go, have won 6 of the 7 ends, and then going back the other way, Clayton 1 of 6 of the 7 in that direction. Josh Barry just not quite getting that jack to the 21.
A few questions coming in as he goes for a timeout. So what goes with markers / paddlers / umpires. Glennie, give us the actual rundown of what's happening here tonight, please.
We've got a 5th place Melbourne side, 1 point out of the 4 right now.
No.
What?
You missed the question.
He said, what's...
I said, we've got a few questions coming in about what the goal is with markers / umpires / paddlers. What's the actual rundown and why is it happening? Well, you don't know the answer.
Oh, I don't know the answer to that one, Sam.
Gary Lasky is here on paddling duties tonight, so his job is just for the stream rink as we have all season to provide us with what is happening throughout the end as to who is holding, because for us, as you know, and for you at home, it is tricky to get a gauge on what is happening. And then we've also got a designated umpire here this evening as well, as provided by the Melbourne Bowling Club. So that's just for the live stream rink as we have all season. Will continue so far. I think it's worked pretty well. It's been handy for us again tonight on a few occasions where the heads have been tight. The angle's always a little bit tricky to tell, so we get the guys out on the green to help us out and paddler to provide us with updates throughout the end.
As with any sporting event, we always appreciate our volunteers, Sam, don't we?
I appreciate you being here. That's right.
I wasn't fishing, by the way. Just thank you. Simon on a good looking track here. Just not sure he's got the weight to get up to it. May force Peter Stud to play the other side though.
So we've touched on a few times throughout the evening. A couple other games going on this evening. Yeah, it's Bundoora there hosting Moonee Valley. As always, it's always a big contest. Last update we had, Bundoora had got going after a bit of a slow start. As always, you can jump on and find out the scores through the Bulks Now app or in the results portal itself. And if Glen's able to do a bit of simple addition, we'll be able to bring you an up-to-date overall score. 47-42 the way of the home side. Currently 5 ahead there. Similar to us, just over the halfway mark, 51 of 84 ends played. Keep a close eye on that one. Moonee Valley looking to consolidate their top in the spot in the top 4. Spoken with a few of their guys, Glen. They've sort of been in a similar situation to last season where they've trailed in a lot of games. Last year they were able to find a way. This year haven't been able to quite get over the line in a few of those close ones. The polar opposite example of that is Yarraville-Footscray, who, I mean, remarkably, no one would have picked it. 7 wins and 1 loss through the opening 8 rounds after finishing the second last, and really only a win ahead of MCC, who eventual team to get relegated from Premier Division last season.
Not just that, winning the close ones as well.
That's what it is. They were in that similar situation last year. I remember the game out at Deer Park where they had Deer Park for 99% of the game until J. By Norris did some cool stuff. But yeah, it was quite good. There was a few of those games where they got away from them. A big influence in that has been Cole Litfin. He has been outstanding for Yarraville-Footscray, of course, coming down from Queensland, AO singles runner-up. Don't achieve that by chance. Five wins from his 7 games. A skip for the Doggies this season. Back here, Lisa Phillips lining up on the back end. Super Trail is a bonus. Josh Barry's all the way through. Get back and sit the bowl is all good. Definitely give it a nice chance with the speed here, Glen.
Peter Stud up a roll may work as well.
Off the inside and up enough for the shots. Had the good speed, gave it a few chances or a few options. That was one of them. Sits up a full bowl in front of where the jack is, so who's going to play this confident? How confident? That's going to be a nice target they've got. The back bowl of Ray Mackay's all the way through. Wanted to look to sink the jack. Bowl first, falls back onto the jack. Oh, grabs a piece of chalk as well, and Lisa Phillips is going to need to press the replay button from the end previous to turn a bowl through the jack. And guess to whose bowl?
How do you take your eggs, Sam? You an omelette man? You scrambled? Because I'm fairly sure that Lisa's cracking one here.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to give me some score. I didn't know how you're going to work that in. But yes. What do you got? Another game from Prem Reserve, or you haven't got that far?
Just doing the totals on that.
Dandenong playing against Fitzroy. Whittlesea. Talking to a few of the guys from Dandenong during the week, just not firing yet. I feel like they've been thereabouts. Just haven't been able to get over the line, as is often the case. Yeah, they're up and about early. It's 47-38. They lead halfway through that game. Lisa has played pretty nice speed to give it a chance. Runs all the way past. Ray Mackay's bowl still owns the very back of the rink. In fact, it's 7th versus 8th out there at Dandenong Club tonight. That's
in the world's closest competition, mind you.
Oh, don't recall seeing a sporting competition the last 12 months like it from top to bottom. said to someone during the week, I think the competition blew wide open. There was 15 points between first and last a couple weeks ago. Of course, Port Melbourne, newly promoted from Division 1, sit on top of the reserve grade.
Curtis playing some position here, trying to get back and break up that pile of Clayton bowls. Lands between three of theirs. Two options here for Miles. He can play that more positive weight like Lisa just played and spring that jack right through to the back. They've got the bowl sitting on the tee. Or he can just arrive on it with a foot or so and spring it to Josh Barry's two bowls. Have an idea early on how he sees the shot. Certainly opting for that just arrive and spring weight. Turning a little. I really like that pace. If he can land the bowl with his next with that similar weight.
Yeah, it's perfect to pop it as far as it needs to go. Just play for Nathan Rice, just try and backhand draw. He's just got to sort of aim at Simon Cunnington's out there, doesn't he, on the backhand? If he misses that, he comes to an okay home.
Yeah, absolutely. If he can get to either of Josh Barry's bowls and split the middle of them, he's in a very good place. He's on a good track to do that as well. Not sure he's going to have the weight to get right back there, though. Probably a nice little guide for Matt Miles there. And if he does hang a little bit, can probably use the shoulder of that bowl to drop in and land what he needs to. More intent this time. But he's pinched it underneath. Oh, wow. He's nearly back cut Lisa through the jack.
I wasn't going to say it'd be interesting because it'd just be completely unfair, but it would have for the spectators if that had just stopped one roll back where it was. It just turned one more roll and remains one to Melbourne. Nathan Wise going to come for a closer inspection. Melbourne have been able to sneak back ahead, 54-50 through 51 ends. And holding shot here, holding a pretty good shot at that.
Fairly safe with that.
Yeah, never quite getting back, but gave it every chance, didn't it? Absolutely. Alrighty, so we'll tick it over. So another one to Melbourne, out to 55-50. Now on the big board, and 15 ends played through this one. It's only 9:15. What's going on?
Couldn't have the rare early start, early finish, could we, Sam?
No, we couldn't, because the end next door, there is a one to go on. I was going to say, as much as Jake Rinn was known from a couple seasons as taking his time, I don't recall Neil Devlin being the fastest player to ever step foot on a bowl screen either, do you?
Not from memory.
Anthony Wachowski just reaching out. Where's Miles originally from? Well, I'm not sure originally, but I know at the moment he's playing out of Fig Tree Sports in New South Wales for this season, Unch.
Melbourne returning to that length that they played last end in this direction. It's sort of 3 to 4 yards over minimum length. Solid starter from Simon there. About a mat length past. Josh Barry here trying his hardest to reach up. Simon trying to navigate that bowl of Josh's, but looks like he's going to turn it in and has done so. 18 inches on his last for Josh. Finishing a very nice home. A little bit of excess speed there for Ray Mackay. Peter Stud saying on that backhand side that most of the players have preferred throughout the night. Both directions, the non-clubhouse side has been preferred for the most part. One that he'll be wanting back. Ray Mackay draws the shot there. Bowl and a half in front of Jack. Peter started with better intention here. Needs to get to Jack and has done so.
Yes, did it.
Probably makes a couple.
And went with it. That was the important part. Yep, 2 it is. And that's nicely played from Peter Stud.
Curtis here able to play either hand. If he lands either the blue bowl on the left there or Peter Stud's last bowl, he will land in for shot. Electing the forehand side. Can also get Ray Mackay up, and he's not far away from that. Has chipped it in and flopped it all the way up there for the absolute.
Yeah, holding is fortunate. Still a shot there for Lisa, though, to sit the bowl back out.
Absolutely. That bowl of Ray's gone through to about a bowl past Jack High. Can just draw inside it if she wants to sit at a roll. She'll chance to make 4 if she lands it through full. I like the weight for that shot. Just enough to land that blue bowl and turn it through for the number, but has finished in a really nice home without making any contact there. Curtis on a similar track to his last, just without that front bowl to land.
Better pace here. I was going to say stops in time, but manages to run through the gap. But not a terrible spot.
Lisa plays the same weight and lands that blue bowl of Ray Mackay's. Clayton are laughing.
Is it high enough?
I don't believe so. But going to finish in a good home, I think.
Well, it nearly finished in a good enough home to score. Don't think it's fell the right way. Well, on that camera angle, that might say something a bit different. No, still one to Melbourne. Jeez, it's a good head to play to now for Matty Miles, isn't it? Can play any speed he likes.
1 down, 5 seconds. Thank you very much.
Risey all about that nice positive draw here. Draw a front knocker, hey Glen.
Oh, if you're going to make it that easy, then sure. Looks to be on the tight side.
Oh,
His
it's
weight will be
holding on.
interesting.
Good way to draw front knocker, no short. Sorry. A good judge. Good judge.
I don't think he's done enough to cut any of them out
no,
either.
I don't know. I think you're right. So it still gives Matty Miles free rein to land this bowl through for a heap. In a game where scores are level. One more number to open things right up. Make all the difference. Oh, he's playing this inside out, trying to rip the bowl out on the backhand underneath. Matty Miles. Oh, drifting. Wow.
Interesting decision there.
Wouldn't have picked that, would you?
A slap of the thigh for Nathan Wise.
Thinks he's quick, but he's not bad. He's real good, isn't he? Well, he's real good. He goes close to drawing a second shot.
Yeah. Lisa saying that he can get them both.
Yeah, so now he's
Big
going
on
to
the
have to...
full.
He doesn't get another chance to have a look at that backhand inside-out shot. He's going to line up quicker on the forehand, looking for both bowls.
Clears them both, so they probably stick around for 3. We're going to find out, Sam.
Very close here, Glen.
Oh, just gets one of them.
It's the wide one fat, but was it enough to score anyway?
It's going to be very close between Lisa's bowl and Nathan's. Shot to Clayton.
Yep, did just enough to Lisa Phillips' bowl to sneak in for the shot.
Should have been able to call that, Sam.
Sorry.
For no other reason than the fact that Clayton just kept winning ends in that direction.
That's look, that's also a good point. Todd Simmons, huge reaction for the first time. Good sport, isn't it? Tony Simmons chasing one down in the other rink. He got the rink next door. Bryce running down the green, holding up 3 fingers, indicating they're holding on to 3 shots after he draws in. Now he's only got 1 bowl remaining there. This is as close to 21 metres as you'll see in a Premier game this season, I think, won't it, Glenn?
I would say so. Thankfully, they're doing the right thing and just having the markers on the side. If we're past it, we're in with the mat right back. Another solid start from Josh.
One of those times in the game, Glenn, it always happens where about 3 rinks have just finished at the same time and there's more to look at elsewhere than there is while this 17th end gets underway. You got the far rink where Clayton have won the end, 1 bowl taken out. More interestingly, it's really closer. I think Forsyth Rink have had a majority of the momentum since picking up that 6 back on their 7th end, although Melbourne's chance to score here.
Meanwhile here, Josh Barry holds a good one. Peter Studd's played really good weight, just missed that line underneath. Ray Mackay with a very good looking bowl here coming in.
So 2 to Todd Simmons, ties that one up at 14 apiece, which, I mean, didn't look likely. What were we at one stage? 9-4 and 11-6. They've done well to keep chipping away at the scoreboard. He's doing a good job at keeping Clayton in this game. And more importantly, once again, they've got the run on and back in front. Although there is a number, I believe 3 to Bryce Young. Glenn, you might be able to peek through and see the scoreboard there. It was 13-17.
Read 16-17 to me.
So it was a 3.
And once again, we're all square.
Correct.
Fair response from Peter Studd there. Ray draws the shot. I'll do you one better. Forcing the hand change as well. Interesting to see what Lisa plays here. Argument can be made for either hand. Electing to play the backhand side. Just trying to clear Ray Mackay's bowl. A little bit of jack movement would be okay with Josh Barry as a catcher. Curtis Hanley here has to be pretty perfect. There's not a whole lot of bowl to land there. And jack movement wouldn't necessarily be great. Fair effort from Curtis there. He's just finished part of the bowl in front of Jack though, which is going to force Lisa to change hands. Trying to draw right on it or a little bit wide, just for where that Jack's likely to move. She doesn't love it.
Not wide.
Either we've got ghosts here, Sam, or the wind's picking back up again.
That was weird. Curtis made contact here without getting the jack moving. That'd be an ideal result.
That's middle of his bowl to the land, Peter Studd, but
that's moving, but not over. Over now, does it change an angle? His bowl has come to a good spot.
It has done. And it's probably opened up both hands to be able to play. Get that forehand side onto Ray Mackay's bowl if you're Melbourne. Can pop the green through Peter Studd's bowl and remove it clean for 2 or 3. If you're Matt Miles here, I don't know what you'd do. It's a really tough head to play to. The angles are not friendly either way.
Very insightful call, great. He'll try and draw to beat Josh Barry, I would have thought.
Doesn't have the weight, but he could be in a really annoying spot and protect it a bit.
Yeah, the speed was all it was in the end.
Probably has forced Nathan Wise's hand. As described, lands Ray Mackay's bowl. It may just get the... may just shoot Peter Studd's bowl out at the back there. Can be pretty free in his weight with Curtis's last bowl being the wide spring as well now too. Melbourne boys like it, calling Wisey. Splattered it out. Ray Mackay sticks around. 1 shot, thank you very much.
Nathan Wise makes it look all too easy.
Saying that has left a very nice head to play to for Matt
Yeah,
Miles.
well, that's the only other thing. I mean, look, you've got to go and get the shot right. You can't just not try and score.
Land the bowl, trail the jack. He's got Lisa Phillips and Peter Studd's bolts back there as catches. 3 feet of searching weight would be very good. He's on an interesting track too. It's just ducking away early. We've seen a lot of bowls hold there throughout the night. And that one just didn't quite. How good does that look, Sam? Melbourne Clubhouse in the background. 1864.
One could think of worse places to be.
Absolutely.
Nathan Wise to add on to his already impressive work on end number 17. Back to drawing at this time. Add to the count. Wow, he's given it every chance to turn back in time and score. It doesn't, but did the job with his first, and the scoring just dried up slightly. 2-1, 1-1. The last end just exchanging heads back and forth. The early scoring has really slowed up. 18-15 after 17 on the live stream rink. And we're approaching that stage of the game, Glen, where it's 3/4 time, and after Melbourne jumped out of the blocks early, looked like they were just going to run away with this. Clayton have done really well to bring it back, and they brought it back in a hurry, and I reckon it's been a similar scoreline to that for the last 20 or 25 ends. Clayton have hit the front on a few occasions. It's been back and forth since. Round 9, Premier Division action. Melbourne looking to jump back into the top 4. Final game before we head into the Christmas break, and the polar opposite, Clayton, just one win on the foot of the table. A win here puts them right back into the mix. With just 5 rounds to go.
Big bowl from Neil Devlin on the rink next door.
Yeah, there was. He sort of went up, and it was interesting. Luke Piper, who's lead for them, got up and about as well, and I'm not sure if we got the result they wanted, but no one else really went with them. You reckon it's only one? Maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
From what I can tell from the colours.
Makes more sense.
I think it's a 1 with about 15 thirds.
So the score you see in the top right-hand corner is up to date. Still sticking. You tip Melbourne this week, Glen?
Yes, went with Melbourne.
I think most would have.
I think the home green factor always matters. Ray McLeod playing that forehand side. I'm imagining trying to tuck that jack around the corner. He's jack high weight.
Just keeping an eye on Neil Devlin. He's got Bowley Calm to add to the count. Don't think he has, and Clayton will win the end. Get things back on level terms.
Peter Studd with good weight as well, finishing a bowl shy. Just a little catchment of 3 Clayton bowls there right now. Hoping to find that line. Sammy, at 60 apiece with quarter of the game to go. What's your pick?
Still sticking with the draw.
Sticking with the draw.
Yeah, well, take a draw because that means the tip still is correct, and I need all the help in the world I can get at the moment. Absolutely no idea. I don't know. I just don't think it's opening up anytime soon. It hasn't for the last hour and a half.
Have we had a draw in the Premier Comp this year?
Not a draw, but a few games, more than a few games decided by one shot, including 2 of Melbourne's where they've been on the wrong side of that result twice this season, which is, if you put it down to being highly unfortunate, they've obviously put themselves in a situation to win the game, but yeah, to lose by 1 shot after 84 into bowls.
When they say these things come in threes, is tonight the night that happens again?
Oh no, you haven't. You have. Oh dear.
Well, we're in the area that it's a strong possibility of happening. As you've mentioned multiple times, since that early strong start from Melbourne, it has been neck and neck.
Back here, Lisa Phillips has a pretty nice arriving shot inside the shot bowls. Imagine flicking the jack to the left of screen. And we're not going to with this weight, but might hold on to draw it.
Clayton bowl that's just gone across that centre line.
There's a heap of them there, so Eddie just signalling back to 1.
2 very different sides of the rink there. Clayton owning all the territory on one side, Melbourne all the territory on the other. Curtis on a nice draw track. Should land amongst that pack of their own bowls.
Played this good. Would love to leave a gap. Pretty good shot. Pretty good shot. Does give an extra bowl to sit, but doesn't really increase the target. Still had to be in this area to get the shot anyway. Doesn't absolutely love it out the hand. Now interested. Oh, Glen. Oh, Glen.
Has she got Jack clean? Got nothing. The cry was get it in the teeth.
Yeah, to be fair, it did look good for a long, long way. And ended up missing the lot.
Probably a good miss in the end. The slice of the jack back the other way wouldn't have been friendly.
Nathan Wise, he'd love to. What is he aiming for? Is he trying to draw it into the pack?
I think so.
I think that's what he's tried for. It's just holding on here. Probably more down to the pace more than anything in the end. Just giving up on it at the end. So I wonder if Lisa's last one just moving the last fraction and really sort of ripping away quickly, whether that makes up Matty Miles' mind to go real big. But I'm not sure. Does he have a real big drive on him or not? Unknown sources confirmed that he might just go with searching weight instead. Drift under, but not over.
Makes it a more appealing shot with some back protection now.
Yeah, I think that's 3rd shot out the head, so it might have already been 3, but yeah, that confirms it. They've got a few fourths and, like you said, Glennie, everything to the left-hand side here. Well, you're going to look to change hands and draw in the forehand. Try and split all of these up. You can touch it down the line first is enormous. Tell you what, Glenn. What's he doing? Nathan Wise.
Just gotten to a very nice position.
It's a good shot. It's probably a counter. It could be 4 here.
Surely now looking at some bigger weight. If he gets the front one on the nose, is a chance to get all four, which would leave 5, 6, 7, but it is a big ask to be moving 4 bowls with one shot.
Backhand searching, needs it to move a little bit.
He's not going to get it off that, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, wow. For only the second time tonight, Melbourne will win an end in this direction.
Yeah, they will, but how many is it?
Reaching for the tape again to decide on that third one. 2 taken out.
Backhand seems a very tricky hand to play, especially when it hasn't really mattered on the drive or the draw. It's been the hardest of the 4 hands. Rink number 5 here. The Melbourne Bowling Club, they're having a close look, and after all that, they'll hold on to the 3. And it's a good number to pick up as we approach the final 20 ends. In fact, Glen, only 3 ends to play here. 3 to play, don't go anywhere because pretty much guaranteed we'll be moving the cameras over one rink next door. You know what's going to happen now that I've said that? Boys are going to hit about 4 or 5 dead ends in a row and we're finishing last. I've seen this I've seen it before.
What have you gone and done, Sam?
I've seen it before, I know. Fair start on Joshy Barry. Bit of noise happening. Tell you what, Berkey, Aaron Burke playing third on the ring next door to Neil Devlin's been up and about.
And right on cue, enter Melbourne with Brett Spur getting just as excited. Bit of a around the grounds update for you, Sam. In the Bundoora Moonee Valley game, Bundoora leads 67-56 after 65 ends. And in Premier Reserve, the Dandenong Club Whittlesea matchup has Dandenong Club leading 57-50 after 59. Numbers turning around everywhere here right now, Sam.
We're heating up. We just had to take a moment to take it all in because there's reactions from all players on all sides of the green. I think disappointment. That was a disappointment from one ring. That was pure anger. That was toweling to the middle of the green sort of stuff. Bryce Young not getting the result he was after. And then on the far rink, Todd Simmons with a huge drive and Jack stayed in. On the rink next door, Berkey trailed the Jack into the ditch. Aaron Burke, huge shot. Neil Devlin adds him in, and was it all of a 4 in the end, was it, Glen?
Yep, 4 shots was the indication.
$19-14, that's to the way of Brett Spur on the far end, so Todd Simmons cuts a few out. Still interested to see what the score was the Bryce Young Ali Forsyth rink because it's an N1 to Clayton. Feeling it's a number. Yet to put it on the scoreboard. Hello.
Wait from Ray Mackay here.
Now turns 2 at the head. It actually...
There was a split on to get through both Peter Studs and Simon Cunnington's bowl. Split them and follow.
Yeah, they are everything past the jack.
Peter Studs staying on the hand he's played with his last. Got likely 2. Definitely 1. Just struggling to reach with his second effort. Curtis Hanley no doubt just drawing here now. Likely 2 down.
Yeah, nothing to play at apart from backhand draw. He's got to miss around Peter Studd's front bowl and he's on the line to draw the shot. A minute and a half ago. Just a clear run. Gets half and wants to fall back down.
Interesting to see whether Lisa plays that hand that they've been playing so far, or switches over to the other side and just gets to that bowl of Ray Mackay's. Can just clear Josh Barry on the way through and count. Sticks with the backhand side that Peter Stud played twice. Nice track here.
All over it.
It's a lovely bowl.
Absolutely all over it. Fall. Need to fall. First knocker 4-1.
That aggressive mindset that we've seen from Nathan Wise. I think the eyes may have lit up a little bit at the prospect of bowl or jack on the forehand. He's calling just a draw at this stage.
What are they looking at here, Glenn? Because they're only 1 down.
I think Curtis initially wanted to play the same hand that he had with his first. Whereas since Lisa's moved that jack, it is a little bit more open and a slightly wider target on the forehand now. He's going to stick on the backhand. I'm just not quite sure exactly how you get shot on this hand. Reducing would be good. Lands Josh Barry's bowl up and across.
All Barry's bowl systems. Still the 1, and yeah, you're right, it probably feels that to go. Probably got to just be drawing that off now, don't he?
I think so.
Unless Lisa changes it, obviously
Lisa's
doesn't want
probably
to
going to
change
and do the same. If she gets to Ray Mackay's bowl, anything that finds its way under Curtis's green bowl there should finish in a good home if the weight's decent. And that's where she's tracking. Yeah, great bowl.
Another resting toucher. Yeah, all right.
Showing off.
All right. That's not terrible.
And the best thing is, since Curtis has turned that bowl of Josh Barry's over onto the line, it's very hard to get through all of them. They're a good 3 feet out in front of everything. Saying that, the wire still saying, let's hit the bowl 3 feet short, go through the one 2 feet short and see if we can spring something.
So isn't it funny that on that camera from behind the head, it looks like they're all sort of in line and there's no space with each other to get the front one in the middle through the shot bowls. There's a foot room between all of them, nearly, isn't there?
It is a full metre.
He's got to get it dead square, this front one, to get it through the shot bowler moving. This will be quick. This will be quick. Oh, I was going to say not accurate.
Takes out their nearest as well.
Nearly on the outside, and you're right, Glenn. So now give Matt Miles a shot too.
Land Ray McCallow's bowl and possibly be holding 6.
Absolutely.
6 or 7. Or get the position at the back where Melbourne's got 2 if the jack can find its way through there.
Yeah, you can almost play...
Lisa's words, you sit that, you make heaps.
Pretty fair.
And if he misses it, breaks up the pack of away bowls. Needs to hold on a little longer. Stay away from that too. Created a draw option now for Nathan Wise. And absolutely has to play it because Ray Mackay's bowl is looking incredibly vulnerable there.
So it's 1 and a measure.
How's he look for weight?
Has to help, doesn't it? I know it hasn't changed the course of the end, but...
It does, but that blue bowl still looks like it's worth at least 3 more, 4 if he can stay around.
Okay.
He's played really good weight with the last. If he plays the similar weight and lands that bowl, we could be looking at 5 here, Sam.
Lisa backing Matt Miles to get this. And the bowl could be a big number. More than landing the bowl.
More intent.
Gone for it. This is wide.
Oh, he's not going to, is he?
No, removes that one. So Clayton will, Clayton will win the end. 1 measure for 2.
Two to Clayton.
Second one sneaks in and a few rinks over. Bryce Young, a couple down, draws the shot. Side knocker with his last bowl. Time for it as well. Now, you might never see a scoreline again like it. There's 15 ends to play. The opportunities have been there for Clayton. Anthony Wachowski commenting on commentary. He's on commentary in the comments. He's absolutely spot on, isn't he, Glenn? The chances have been there for more numbers since hit the front.
And it was something that we saw early on. There were plenty of numbers going at the start of the game where I think you'd said something like 75 shots on 20-something ends, and from there it slowed right down into the ones and twos since then.
Up and back, Josh Barry takes the lead battle. Win on the second last end. Peter Studd unable to make it count. Had room as well.
He's been forced onto that other side for the last couple of ends now, has Peter Studd. Heads have just shaped up in such a way where that's where the benefit's been. Ray Mackay with good looking weight here. Doesn't get the jack full though. Still enough for one.
Cover to Melbourne. Maybe Corey thinks going to change over forehand and draw another one in.
Looks to be under on the line again, but the weight could land his own in turn. Not quite, glancing off that front edge.
Right away, back to Lisa Phillips, who played a pretty important role in early, Glen, early on in the game. Clayton was stuck on one there in this rink for a long time. As many as 7-1 and then 11-3 after just 7 ends. And at that time, the other rink, Brett Spur's rink, were flying. Martin was out to close to 20 shots it would have been at one stage there. That seems like a very long time ago now.
Curtis looking to just tighten the screws here, no doubt. Got shot, but can certainly put some extra pressure on. Not sure he's quite going to get all the way down there.
I was going to say, didn't look like he was running the trip as it passed us by where we're seated. Pulling up, Lisa Phillips will get another look at this.
Good weight with her first, just needs to make that little correction in line. And she is on a higher track than her previous.
Yeah, higher and quicker. A lot quicker.
From the side on angle, it does look a little better pace than the last, but it's not going to clear Ray.
Spinning enough to score. Matty Moore was 2 down. He's favouring this backhand running shot again. What has he done? Missing through the hole. Backhand running shot.
With that much open space at this stage of the game, I'm not sure I'd have been playing that running shot, Sam.
Well and good if he manages to get the Bear Jack all the way through. Happy days. Not much of a target.
1 or 2 down, and a nice little catcher of Josh Barry's there to just trail to if you happen to be slightly over. And Lisa's just said that to him as well. He's probably got to come back now.
I don't think the overall the way it is and what's on stake here, Glen, he can be playing that again and give Wise a shot to play himself. I think he's got to back himself to draw the shot.
Has returned to that pace. Looks a little high on the line.
Trying to move
Needs
now.
to miss that bowl of Simons.
Oh, that was the only thing if he got back and drew the shot, fantastic, 100%, but at least hang around. It has done that. Hasn't given Melbourne a chance to make it a real big number apart from Nathan Wise just dropping a foot, not even. Speed to add a third in.
Once again on that safe side.
Yeah, correct. The speed was good enough, wasn't it?
Certainly been some chances with the last bowl of the end for the Skips from both sides to add tonight, and they've just not taken that opportunity. Brett Spur just drawing a front knocker on the far rink as well.
Yeah, next to him. Whenever Brett Spur's doing something, so is Bryce Young. He crashes into Kelly McCarran's front bowl, and Forsyth looks to have one more left again. So all of a sudden, last end here on the stream rink. Nathan Wise's 4 leading 23-17. It'll look like a rink win, and more importantly, that is the difference in the overall right now with just 12 ends remaining.
5-shot margin.
Yeah, all comes down to this, although there's ends to go on, there's ends finishing, there's 2 the way of Clayton, 3, 2 or 3. Trying to back up the far rink, Todd Simmons with weights again this evening and missing, like you said Glenn earlier, Brett Spur with a shot bowl in what looks to be a rather difficult position for Clayton to come up with the shot. Confirmed as 3 to Ali Forsyth, so margin back to 2 with 11 to play. Both leads have missed the line underneath.
Brett Spur just dobbing another one on.
He's done it again. It's too far away to really tell whether there's a shot on other than driving at the pack.
Simon Cannington getting excited, but it's not going to get down to Jack.
Yeah, just missing the speed, but comes to an okay spot. Todd Simmons on the far rink will keep an eye on it. It's going to load up at least 2, possibly 3 down. It's ditch to ditch, and the Jack's been moved as well. Not going to be an easy shot. Nope, misses. He thought he had it as well. Did Todd Simmons, he misses, and there's at least 2 taken out of the head. Melbourne's lead will increase ever so slightly. 10 ends to play. We've got what we wanted, Glenn. We always do. We're here on commentary. That's a neutral. That's just a close game of bowls.
It's a pleasure to watch. Again, as that breeze has softened off as the night's gone on and the sun's set, we've seen the standard of heads increase with it at the same time.
3 shots to Brett Spur. for the last 4 ends in a row, and we said Todd Simmons' crew had done a good job of clawing that one back. All of a sudden it's blown back out to 23-14, and your margin's back to 5.
Asking for Ray to hurry, and he's just not quite getting there. Lovely track. Peter Stud knows he can just get out to Josh Barry's bowl that's sitting a bowl and a half past Jack High. If he beats that, he's in the count. He's a little tight, would not want to tackle Ray Mackay's last bowl. Pretty decent pace too.
The Philly shot bowl just hasn't been drawn yet in this final end of the live stream rink this evening. And I stand by that claim. Just not getting there in time.
Last end in this direction, we saw Lisa draw pretty close to 2 resting touches. Let's see if she can replicate that form here. Looks a good pace. Is it going to get down to Josh Barry's bowl? It has done. Okay. Should be number 2, I think.
Yeah, it is. Curtis Healy been pretty solid as usual tonight. Just needs to add the speed to give it a chance. I think he's done that. He just needs to get past. Did he do enough? Falls back. Make it close. It's no, so it's still 2.
And they're awfully vulnerable exposed out there like that with the way that we've seen Nathan Wise play tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if this is getting down in time to impact that either, Glen. The speed was very nice. She got back down to the line in the end, maybe just a foot less, and that's counting. So 2. Wise drawing, or is he going to have a run at the 2 bowls? Have a run. That's huge weight at the 2 bowls. Very close. Gets her both out. Nathan Wise, big time bowl. When it was needed most. Gets them both out for a couple. It's a huge hit. How timely is that? Thank you. Both bowls, goodbye.
Matt Miles looking at the forehand draw. See if he can get back and just reduce.
Matty Miles misses out. Back to Nathan Wise, potentially has a chance to add in for 3. Can he make it count? Curtis has planted his foot of what he has to beat. Just needs to sit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, Glen.
Probably a good miss on that jack there.
So it might not have done too much damage, but it would have given Matty Miles a different look at it. Last bowl of the end on the stream rink. And that misses out, and that is that. A 2 on the final end. The way of Melbourne, the overall sneak out will get the cameras moving across next door. It'll be a rink win, the way of Nathan Wise there. 5-1 now at Skip this season. Pretty confident saying as well, Glenn, that's his debut season in Metro Premier Division. 25-17, the marginal sneak out. We haven't seen it this many in a while. Out to 7. 79-72. We'll get the cameras moving. We can see there at the moment on the 45. Have a quick look at the lineups as well, Glenn, because we've been watching a fair bit of the game. But to take the viewers through it at home, Neil Devlin, you can't quite see down the other end, about to play his last bowl, or his second last bowl of end number 17. This one's drifting on past, so we'll run through it. The Melbourne lineup on this rink, skipped by Jake Rinn, Paul Tickham, Ben Hughes, Rob Doody, Jake Rinn, against Clayton's 4 of Luke Piper, Paul Murphy, Aaron Burke, and Neil Devlin. Jake Rinn about to play his final bowl of end at number 17. Forehand draw by the looks of it. We've got Joshy on the business to get the cameras moved over. Doing it as quickly as possible so we don't miss a second of the action. Have to stick with this camera angle for the moment. See Rob Doody there. They thought it was half interested. Looks to have just held out. Speaking about ends or rings finishing up, a 2 to Bryce Young. Wasn't on the scoreboard earlier. He's just updated it. They've got 1 in left, so this margin all of a sudden, Clayton were right in it. It's missed out, and Bryce adds another one to the count. In fact, that's because it was the count of 2 in the end. So 19-23 is the correct scoreline with an end to go. Joshy the madman on the cameras tonight has quickly run down the other end. Get the camera behind us so we don't miss a minute of it. 14-19, so a 1 to Neil Devlin on that end. It's the margin back to 8. Forwards to play here on this rink now that we've moved over. It's a fair rink win the way of Nathan Wise. It was a strange old game in the end, wasn't it? Because they were well on top early, especially in the front end department, and Kirsten Wise were always going to be in the area, but it really evened out until the last sort of 4 ends where Melbourne won 4 of the last 5 to finish it off.
Yeah, and it's probably the way that it looked like going throughout the night. A little bit of superiority at the front end, just getting the job done. Now, we do have another Premier League game on tonight, Sam, over at Bundoora through 74 ends. We've got another close one happening. Moonee Valley leads 74-73. In Premier Reserve, we've got Dandenong Club hosting Whittlesea, and there are 2 shots in that after 69 ends. Whittlesea leading 67-65.
All right, we're back. Well done, Joshua. Very impressive. Come on the jack. Luke Piper draws the shot back. That's the orange bowl there of Clayton. It's closest so far. 8 to play, 7 to run. Far rink, Todd Simmons in conversation with Scotty Biles, his third. They go currently 1 down, Todd about to play his last bowl on his forehand. Keep an eye on it, Glen. Benny Hughes is back playing second today. He's played third for most of the season to Bryce Young, and well, that might be why. Just draws the shot cold. (24-14), so Brett Spur held on to the one. They've won the last 5 ends, 1 end to play. Becoming an increasingly difficult task for Clayton to get out of this one alive.
Just missing the jack there for Paul Murphy, but stays on deep in the rink.
9 down, 6 to play. You wouldn't have thought so.
Not likely, but stranger things have happened. Have there been many numbers tonight on this rink, Sam?
Just going through a 4-0 Devlin on N15. 4 to Jake Wren on N5. Apart from that, nothing else to speak of in the way of numbers. And with the far 2 rinks finishing their last end, Todd Simmons has only generated 14 shots for the night. And outside of that 6 that we spoke of earlier on in the evening, the way of Ali Forsyth's 4. Mentioned Glen, the scoring really drawing up in the second half of this game.
Not far away here for Aaron Burke.
What did he do? Well, he turned it into 2 down.
2 down, but a better head to play at.
Can see more of the jack. Are you happy if you're Robert-Do the way that's set up, or you draw a touch around the corner? You go near the head, you potentially give a bigger target to play at. See all the way at the back of the rink. Look at the back of the rink. They've got it all covered, Clayton. That's all Clayton all the way past. Very hard to cover that as well. You can see them there at the very back of the rink. They're all the way past and
scattered as well.
That's hard to cover.
You don't know where that jack's going to go. In terms of trying to chase that number that's required, getting a jack right back and through would certainly go a long way to helping that.
Well, Glenn, this might be the chance that Clayton needed to get back in this game with a number. There's still 3 bowls left for Melbourne to play. That one's dropped all the way into the ditch, so it doesn't cover the back. What weight are you picking here if you're Aaron Burke?
It's a tough decision
Could you get
to make,
the jack?
because the jack is 2 yards from the tee. So if you get the wrong part of the jack, you could just slice it straight out of bounds. 6 feet gets shot, 10 feet gets shot, full-blooded drive through jack also does the job. Searching. Needs to hold for the jack.
Can get
Are we
it
going
off
to get
the
the
front
split
bowls?
through? Gets none of it. And just
Yes.
trickles into the ditch.
Gets nothing. Just rocks the second shot.
Even if he
Complete
flopped that
ball.
over and widened the target, you'd think that may look a bit more appetising.
Superb effort. Neil Devlin, over to you to keep the Cobras, well, potentially season alive. Only one win so far in the opening 8 rounds. They've had huge chances here tonight. They've been in the game for a fair way. In the last 20 minutes, Melbourne have turned it on when it's mattered most by the looks of it, but it could all change right here.
Goes big, is in the area. Geez, that's turned a long way. Comparing to Aaron Burke's previous attempt with less weight, it's gone a lot earlier and a lot harder.
Just got to leave the head the way it is now. I mean, you can turn the jack around the corner and put the lights out on it at the same time, but if you miss and leave it open, you only give yourself one bowl to draw to the back to potentially save. Next door, Ali Forsyth, jack all the way in the bin. That'll pretty much complete the... And Bryce Young does have one bowl left to play, but not going to outdraw it. Back here. Jakey Rin looking for some cover. It's travelling, isn't it, Glenn?
He might be in the pit. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe, Clayton bowls as the deepest bowls on the rink. If Neil Devlin can get onto this jack. Wider track than his last, but still just turning hard underneath.
Had to make that. Didn't he? Had to make that.
Absolutely.
It was just about the game on the line. Jake Rin just might put the lights out on it. Oh, it just drifted the last second, didn't it? It's a 2. It's a handy 2 for Melbourne. They're well in control now, this one.
It's been a very Melbourne-like performance, hasn't it, Sam?
That's a very, yeah, well put. What does that mean? Because you and I know what it means, but
keeping the contest close throughout, getting to that last quarter, even that last eighth of a game, and winning it in those last 10 ends. Having the experience, having the control, the big moments that they've played many times before, plenty of finals, plenty of grand finals over the years, and just knowing how to close out those kind of games.
So Clayton pick up a 1 on the rink next door to wrap that one up. A rink win to Ali Forsyth. That's, I always say points matter, but at this stage, Clayton need to be picking up the 10 bonus points for the wins. They're in a precarious position to start 2025. 10 shots, 4 ends remaining. And any hope they might have, Imagine's going to disappear quickly the way the head is set up, with just a couple skips bowls left on the far rink between Brett Spur and Todd Simmons. In fact, so confident with the setup. Spur's gone with the blocker. Todd Simmons lets it rip. Not interested, misses. We'll shake hands, and that is a big last half of the game. Brett Spur's rink. In fact, Glen, they'll win the last 6 sends in a row, and in a situation where the overall is the way it is, if any rink was to pick up 6 sends in a row, that was going to be hard to cover. And that, combined with the rink we saw for most of the night, will end up being the difference. (27-3) to Brett Spur. that'll wrap that one up. 27-14, highly convincing in the end. Middle stage of the game, they were the rink that were sort of creating the most atmosphere across the board to get their team going when they really had to work hard in the middle stage of that game, because there was a stage where Clayton skipped ahead by about 3 or 4 as well.
It really has just been across each of the rinks though, as we've just said, winning those crucial ends at late, being happy with 1s and 2s, knowing that if you win, a few of those small numbers in a row, they all just keep adding up. And as long as you're doing that, the opposition's not scoring at the same time.
So tell me, Melbourne with this win, well, we're giving it a win with 13 shots with 3 remaining. Clayton are holding a couple here. Start with number 19. He's not getting down, but gives Melbourne a bowl past the head. You're going to jump into the 4, and based on other results, depending on that Moonee Valley game, could jump as high as 3rd. With a good shot difference as well. Say they're never far away. They're every chance, aren't they?
Yeah, with a top-of-the-table clash between Yarraville and Deer Park tomorrow, there won't be too much movement happening up at that end. Is Essendon within reach of jumping them at all with a big result? Oh, they're 1 point ahead at the moment.
Yeah,
so
maybe. I'll tell you more about 5 p.m. tomorrow.
So Essendon playing Altona.
Having a look at Melbourne's run, they'll play against Yarraville Footscray. Away from home, down in Geelong. Belmont Bowls Club. Home against Valley, away to Bundoora, away to Deer Park, and home to Altona. So it won't get any easier, but there's a lot of, as you said, Glenn, games to come.
You said it not too long ago. Those individual rink scores are going to matter. 1 point at the moment between Essendon and Melbourne, excluding any of tonight's results, of course. Which, Essendon can get 13 points tomorrow, be level on points and have shot difference come into it. So
they're a chance, and on the flip side of this, we'll have a chance to discuss it. Clayton are going to end up 1-8 here. And well, what do we think if Neil Devlin holds on to the rink, they'll get 4 points. They're still 17 behind Altona in 7th as Aaron Burke turn their own bowl just on the high side. Good wait for it. Bowler, the Jack was a few. Still holding possibly 2 at the moment. Robert Doody looking at drawing a shot back. Just wants to miss now. Turns that bowl down flat. Another one thereabouts. There's a call. Yard less just to turn.
Speaking of those
Murphy, what do you got for me?
Other results, with 2 ends to play, there is 3 shots in it between Bundoora and Moonee Valley. Bundoora sitting on 80 shots, Moonee Valley on 83.
Yeah, this is just where we need the match choice. So at home you can just go one click of a button and flick over.
Shaker indicating to Robert Doody, just get to the orange bowl. Adds another.
Misses the line and runs away, so still half a chance here for Clayton. If Neil Devlin can just get a roll out of Paul Murphy's bowl and even run off himself, a chance maybe for 3 if he runs on for 4. Just to keep the game alive for another end. Just got to play the right speed here. Give it some sort of chance. Needs to move a little bit more. Just needs to drop in. Oh, it's fell the wrong way. Fell the wrong way. Falls in as 3. falls out, still 2, and Jake Ring can still play this pretty confident on the back end. Back end draw, got his own. Probably only need a roll for shot. What's he done? Found the gap and run all the way past. So Neil Devlin's going to just look. I think it's more of a draw and beat his own is the best way to find a third shot. No, misses wide. So game will continue. Clayton, I believe, will win the end. How many is it? Duty concedes 1. Doesn't believe it's any more. Aaron Burke will have a look at the second. So there'll be, at least 11 down with 2 to play, which would seem unlikely. Just having a look, Glen, we've the stream schedule all together and out live for post-Christmas. Belmont Bowls Club, 4 games at the one time. I can't believe you're not going to be there, but that's all right. All out. It'll be a good date. Essendon Bundy will be the stream game, kicking off around 12 p.m. If you can't get down to Belmont on the day, you know where to tune in. Altona versus Deer Park, Bundoora versus Melbourne, Moody Valley, Essendon on the 7th of February. That, you'd imagine, would be a game to keep the diary free. And then, as we have with the previous seasons, only we introduced it last year, round 14, all games to be played on a Friday night. All kicking off around 7 p.m. We'll pick the game that will have the most effect on the ladder at that time of the year. And like last year, we were doing the refresh button across the results portal on multiple different tabs, trying to keep it updated. See if we can maybe get a live ladder in some sort of results portal update between now and then. Would make our jobs a lot easier, to say the least.
Certainly better than me tonight with the pen and paper and the quick maths.
Idea, of course. This will wrap up streaming for year 2024, but there's no breaks these days when it comes to event season, Glen. Region Sides Championships coming up 10th to 12th of January. Up at Ballarat, 3 days of live streaming, including the finals day on Sunday. Best part is, I'll be on commentary this year. Well, maybe until Sunday.
Just a little bit of a humble brag there, Sammy. Got yourself a gig.
Well, you weren't going to ask.
Well, you normally don't like it when I talk about you being a very good bowler.
Nah, usually that's when someone like Craig McCarran pops up in the comments. So, 11 the diff, 2 to play. Luke Piper's given Clayton a very, very slim chance of at least playing the final ends. There's a bit of touch of spray. Other games in Premier Division tomorrow. There's only 2 left. Altona play host to Essendon. As we mentioned, top of the table, Deer Park against Yarraville Footscray. First versus second. Yarraville have sat there for a very long time. Both teams just 1 loss to their record so far. Very similar in shot difference. Matt Bowes and Mark Casey will, will be there. Matt Bowes actually not listed on the team list, just going through the sides for tomorrow for Deer Park. That Mark Casey rink has been absolutely flying. We saw them on stream a few weeks ago. Harry Coleman, Larry Donahue and Brent Coe going along very well indeed. We'll be interested to see Probably jump on the phone at some time tomorrow and just have a look at the rink draw to start with, just to see the matchups. Cohen Lidford, Nathan Black, and Tyson Wilson. So all three of Yarraville Footscray's marquees available. James Pearce, Dean Reaver skipping for Deer Park tomorrow. Lee Schreiner will be in action as well. Dual world champion of champion. Yeah, that's quite good.
Can bowl.
Can bowl.
Fair bowl there from...
Yeah, Paul Murphy plays a good one, so yeah, a bit of a stun and run. Maybe he gets the shot. I think, yeah, it's going to be hard to see much of a number. There is a couple down the line. Jakey Rins asked for him to play the shot first. Try and sort of open it up. Here's the play.
Got good weight for it.
Yeah, if you miss it, it's
really
ideal.
nice
It's going to come to good spots. Comes to a good home. Was there any update before, Glen? There was another Prem Reserve game happening tonight.
Yes, we had Dandenong Club playing host to Whittlesea.
Is that Whittlesea up by 3 off the last update you've given me? No, that's the Valley game.
Up by 2 at the last update after 69 ends.
Yes, again, they're the last game before Christmas for those guys. It's currently 7th versus 8th. A little bit unexpected, just 6 points separating the two. Other games tomorrow, Port Melbourne against Heathmont. MCC at home to Lilydale. And 2nd versus 3rd, that's a huge game. So is Port versus Heathmont. Heathmont currently sitting 4th. Hope you know, thanks to the work of Matty Atobre. Nick Dorr doing a power of work, leading the Monsters in season 24-25. And Fitzroy playing host to Flemken. Battle of the Battle of the Good Greens. Neither side will be favoured too much there. You wouldn't have thought. Hohenberg trying to open things up. We might be looking at a bit of a kill here because Clayton are going to need to pick up at least 3 to even see us get to a last end. Dirty, don't think wants to go anywhere near this. The 2 bowl targets wide enough. It's not great angles for a kill either. Your best chance is probably outside of Paul Murphy, straight out of bounds, I would have thought.
If you want a close game, Sam,
yep, get me.
Can't get much closer than all square with 6 to play in that Dandenong Club versus Whittlesea matchup.
Right.
Bottom 2 on the table at the moment, but in such a tight competition, there hasn't been a lot between being sitting in first or second one day and then in last or second last the next.
Very close.
Likes it. Can he pop it clean and through?
Well, it gives them a little bit of a look. It turns it out. I'm not sure if it's the... Done enough for the shot yet, but it's well surrounded. Need at least 3 for the game to continue.
The difficulty with it is that Ben Hughes' bowl has just finished in a really tricky spot to try and remove to bring a couple of the others in.
Might not matter here. Robert Dirty's played an absolute cracker and falls down for these shots.
Question, Sam, do you think there is a 1 bowl gap between the green and yellow up the front and the blue? Can you thread a drive through that and remove both of Melbourne's bowls just past it?
Well, possibly, but Neil Devlin might need to ask Nathan Wise to come and play it for him. Needs a real big weight to hold the line to miss through the front, but I see what you mean.
I'm not sure how else both bowls go.
Scores level between Bundy and Moonee Valley in the other Friday night game this evening. Anyone streaming on their phones just so we can have a cheeky look on the side?
Should only be 1 in to go by my quick maths. Oh, he's played for that gap, has gotten through it. Does open up a shot to remove those bowls now. Jake Rinn needs to put something in. Preferably on the other side of the jack. If you can split those 2 green bowls, it makes it very hard to get rid of everything of Melbourne's. is taking a safe and wide track. Needs to get down to those greens, though.
So Neil Devlin, as we touched on, needs to create a 3. Where is he getting a 3 from, Glenn? What's the best option?
As he's just indicated with his hand. Underneath the jack, can clip both bowls out of Melbourne's. The blue bowl of Robert Doody and the teal and the yellow of Ben Hughes. Clears both those out and hangs around. They're probably looking at 5, maybe 6. Jake Green, of course, does have last say. Playing with weight. It's not going to drop for him.
What about now?
Makes one.
1 down. That'll just about do it. We'll stick with it because Jake Green's going to come and have a look because there is rink points still to play out. We'll keep an eye on the last bowl, but we'll wrap it up after that with the overall done.
There is a shot there for Jake to play, as Robert's indicating, through that bowl. If they can pop the orange and he plants and follows, could make 3, maybe 4.
What's the most he can make? Because I was going to say, if he makes 4, he doesn't have to worry about the last end. Obviously, they'll play it out, but can wrap away 16 points in a situation like this would be massive.
Outside edge of that blue bowl, better than inside.
Seen a lot of, I was just looking through the ladder before, a lot of 14-4 results this year across the board, 2 rinks up, 2 rinks down.
I think it's testament to how close the competition is, how high the standard is. Every individual rink mattering.
Jake Green searching forehand, asking for it to move a little bit. Gee, giving it a
He's
fair go here.
Come back hard.
What a shot that is. Jake Green
Definitely made 3.
just about puts the cherry on top of
Looking at that force.
a night where Melbourne Bowls Club will take it out. They'll move into the top 4. For now, still
4 shots.
2 games to go tomorrow. They'll pick up a 4. There'll be 1 end to go to catch the final result. So just jumping on the Bolsnell app or into the results portal. Those regulars will know how to jump on and find out that result. Can I first off thank Glen Sodaitis for giving us a big chop out of the commentary box tonight. Been a pleasure as always, my friend. Thank you.
Always happy to be here.
A massive thank you as well to the Dandenong and Moama bowling clubs for their continued support of the BVTV live streams and all their support across a big year of streaming to wrap up 2024. There's another huge year in store once again in 2025. A few new venues, a few new teams, a few new events to keep an eye on. It'll be the Melbourne Bowls Club taking out this one 91 shots to 76 with 1 end remaining. That's all from us now. Can I wish everyone a safe Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll see you all in 2025 Region Sides Championships in Ballarat on the 10th to the 12th of January. 3 days of live streaming coming up. We'll see you then.